indeed. This the way that these sort of drafts went down, what do you sort of make of it? And you say already what you like, what Chimera's got going on. What do you think is for the angle that Spirit is going for with what they've come up with today?
They're definitely going with a bit slower draft, I would say, compared to a lot of the teams in the meta. Sven is like, you want to farm in this here. You can show up to the early fights, but again, also Terrorblade, you can show up to the early fights, but they're better at farming. So I agree with what BSJ was saying, where they're more of a scaling draft, and Chimera's more of this early mid game. You want to keep fighting, keep going, and if they get their timings, I like Spirit's draft. You know, they get to this 30-minute, the game is even, Radon will pop off. It's just a question of, are they going to get there and not be down 20,000 gold?
I'll have to see. And Chimera, I mean, the opening from this draft, the tiny, is that something you expect most teams, or a lot of teams at least, will be going for if it's not banned out in the first phase? You just go for that insta-pick tiny.
Yeah, I think tiny looks really nice. A lot of things about it. So basically, it's insurmountable. Now gives him a bonus thing where slow resistance also works on attack speed slows. So it's harder to... Basically, he's going to be the exact same hero no matter what you do. Like, you can't slow him, you can't stun him, you can't slow his attack speed. He'll always hit the same. And I think in addition to the fact that his nukes, you don't have to combo them anymore. Like, there's no combos of Avatos. That's out of the game. But individually, they do more damage. So you can still, like, combo to some extent. Now it just means basically you use them as stuns, which, again, I think favors Carry Tiny. So Carry Tiny got a lot of buffs. It was getting picked a bit last patch around last TI.
It was, yep.
And I think it's just better now. So I really like the Tiny, and I think it's also a good matchup with Terrorblade.
Let's see Chimera. We'll start the game here with 3 of the 4 bounty runes. Team Spirit, though, looking for that first blood. And they should find it. Here's Dahak. Oh,
unless...
Oh my goodness,
no way.
Okay. They end up actually getting the kill first. Radon falls. First blood for 1J. Maybe at least Team Spirit can pick up a second kill.
Deliver the courier.
They can. So they'll get 2 kills back their way, Team Spirit. But first blood and 3 of the 4 bounty runes. We'll go to Chimera. I thought Radon was going to get it first.
There's no... that was crazy that he went down. Also, I think he could have lived if he special delivered the boots. I still want to see
the Marcy, yeah.
Yeah, I still want to see the Marcys use that a little more. It's just it's such a weird change and a weird new ability. Yeah, wow. Did they just miss uphill? I think they missed uphill.
I think they did right when they were trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Because it looked like, yeah, there must have been some misses coming into play there, but there you have it. So first blood for Chimera. A couple of kills, though, for Team Spirit. Yep, coming to the lanes.
It's still really big for the offlane Chimera, because it gave 1J full boots.
Yeah.
And so basically versus Enchantress, the best thing you can do is pick up +4 that's pretty fast with boots, and you can pull the wave. Enchantress never does anything to you. So the fact she gets these boots instantly means that I'm super happy for Chimera in this lane.
Now 1J is able to get behind the tower, snipe the courier of Miposhka, and get the creeps pulled.
They basically get to play this really annoying lane, as long as the Hawk doesn't die here.
He should be fine. He's got a skill point to spend. Pops into the surge. Gets away. How's the top lane looking? I mean, we've got, once again, a collapse on the Terrorblade, something that Team Spirit really like to do here on the off lane. Is this a pretty good lane for him? Yeah,
this is a good Terrorblade lane. I think also Rue's going to have a really good time versus Tiny. Tiny hates getting right-click spam like this, and I think Moritz is one of the better 4s at kind of just hitting the enemy carry. Also, there's physical damage from Reflection. So this should be a Team Spirit victory in this lane. I think eventually, maybe when TA 2000's level like 3, level 4, it's going to be more of a farming race between him and Collapse. But yeah, definitely the first few waves favor Spirit.
And obviously, we're going to see some impact, of course, with the... Oh,
like right now.
That's a good fear.
Nice silence.
Silenced as well. TA 2000 trying to bring down Rue with him. Won't get it as TA 2000 falls. And he collapses and Rue turn towards Panto. Panto will survive as he's back under the tower. But yeah, this looks to be a good start for Collapse here on this offlane Terrorblade. I mean, on the other side of things, Panto, with this Glacial Guard facet, this could have some impact this game.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen it that much use. I think that's what everyone's going for. The other one kind of makes the mana cost too awkward. But it ends up feeling... I haven't seen me like, wow, that guy's alive purely because of the shield. I think it has a good mid-game timing, though. When I think a lot of the Crystal Mains are going for Solar Crest. So just another barrier that basically gets added.
Oh, TA 2000, good avalanche there. Onto the both of them. I mean, they're sitting pretty low on Team Spirit. But for now, know that they can get away with it for the most part. Dead shot off the mark. And Panto, he's just standing his ground against Collapse. Is he going to win this trade?
No, he doesn't win this trade.
Maybe he does. He gets him. He gets the job done there, Panto. I mean, they both felt they had that there. They both end up dead. Obviously, more to the benefit of Chimera as they're able to take down Collapse on the off lane. Bottom lane, 1J and Dahak. They get the jump in on towards Maposhka.
Okay.
Getting the kills on both side lanes now.
Good for Chimera. I think they definitely want to win their sides because, again, they want to speed the game up. Their whole draft is about these early mid-game fighting. Not necessarily in the lanes. It's okay if the lanes go even, but if you win your lanes, you get the speed up the game faster and faster. And then the last game, or the last lane we haven't talked about is Storm, Shaker mid. Again, I think this is a very even mid lane matchup. But both sides are going to farm. Both sides are going to win at different phases. So if one person wins mid, that's a surprising thing. If anything, it's kind of a boring lane until I would say Shaker gets close to 6. Because that's where there's some Echo Slam kill threat. Maposhka again.
So if they can get the setup. Dispose into the rebound. Body blocks as well from Dahak. Maposhka, the heals are enough to save him.
It's good to even force out the heal. It's now 20 more seconds. If they go on, even Roshan, he might just die. 1J is a jump, 7 seconds.
I mean, is this just proving at the moment to be the top Darkseer combo to have in your lane? Is Darkseer plus Marcy, that's always the plus one you want at the moment in this patch,
I think so. Because you get 2 heroes with Iron Shield on top of the enemy instantly.
Yep.
There's like no downtime in the stun. You also have a secondary kind of stun with the pullback. I don't think there's another support that is as good. Everything else is basically you give the 4 Iron Shield and you kind of 1v2s. Like a Clockwork was an old example, or Bounty. So this is the best one that actually allows Darkseer into the fight. Yeah, Collapse top. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, getting a lot of denies here. 18 and 4, 15 against the 14 and 8. So definitely the lane where the struggle is the biggest.
Lags.
That looks like it's on both sides, so quick reconnects. Yeah, mid lane continues to be as close as ever. Very, very close matchup.
We're probably going to see Lornov just jungles level 6. This like one wave away from Storm is the scariest as a Storm player. There's so many times that either I've played Storm or played with Storms, and they die one wave away from the level 6. And then sometimes they go back mid and they die a second time trying to get this like very last XP for the level 6. So a lot of Storm players in these situations will just
jungle it up.
Get your 6. Because the second your 6 kill threat goes way down. It requires, walk into melee range of Laurel, get Echo Slam, maybe a Brew to be close enough to San. It's like, there's way more layers to it. Right now, Enchantress and Earthshaker probably just kill him as 2. The top lane. Okay.
2000 dead, Collapse. Getting the chance to continue to bully the Tiny here on the top lane.
They picked it into Terrible? Or no, the Terrible was picked into it, right? I believe.
Yeah, because we were Tiny first pick.
Yeah. So Terrible response. And it's working out. I think they knew that the Tiny was going to go carry. Just because that's like the flavor of the month is Tiny carry. So I like this matchup. It gets bad if the Tiny's ahead, I would say, just because you have so many stuns that he can't get the Sunder off. But in the laning stage, you're a high armor, high physical damage, just overall a good hero versus Tiny. And he's not maxing his nukes too. He's maxing his physical damage spell, which again, Terrorblade's good versus.
1J. Gonna start playing around with Poshka. Dahak's here as well. Damage the Iron Shells. It's a lot too much for the heals to keep him alive. Lar comes in with a rotation though, walks up, drops the Echo on of the 2 of them, and should be able to stop Dahak getting away as well. So good response there from Lar. Comes around with the rotation and makes sure they get the 2 kills.
Yep. Big TP. Just securing even Radon a little extra space because right there, Dahak finished his Vanguard, so that's like his big early game timing, and he goes down.
At the same time, they're trying to get the setup on towards Collapse top. As Chimera come back into the game, and they should have him there. They've got the control. He hits his 6. I said that though he's going to go for the TP. They've got nothing else to stop it. They didn't save anything for the interrupt, and off the back of that, Collapse an easy TP home.
That's massive. So they TP away 1J from bot, meaning now Dahak kind of has to solo. Sure, he's a Vanguard, but being alone means you have 0 pressure on the Sven. So now bot lane has no pressure. Terrorblade gets to TP back base, walk back into lane, because you're also kind of shoving the lane for Chimera when you do that. Yeah, that's a huge win for Spirit. Just everywhere on the map get killed. Bot, survive top. Definitely a big advantage. And now Mimposh goes top, and they're looking at TA2000.
They're going to try and get Radan here with the wall. They've dropped the wall down, they've got his illusion against him, and with Panto joining forces with 1J to hack, they'll get the kill. Same time top, though, a reflection of the play.
Yep, exact same move by both teams. Works out for both teams. And I think both towers just... Yeah, bot lane probably won't go down, but top will definitely go down.
Now, who's it going to hurt for more in the long run? A Tiny getting bullied or a Sven getting bullied in the early game?
Probably Tiny. Again, so the fact that Spirit's ahead at this point, and if they continue to be ahead, the game state favors them. Just because they need to get past this, I would say, early mid-game hump of Chimera. Usually with Darkseer drafts, it's like level 7 Darkseer timing for the next like 15 minutes. The Ion Shell is too strong to fight. And you get the first couple aura items, whether it's the halberd or the mechs, the pipes. And even like Storm Tiny is a similar timing, whereas Sven and Terrorblade just keep scaling with items continuously throughout the whole game. And so if Spirit's able to just skip that point of being behind and not be able to fight Chimera, the whole game state will favor them. Because Chimera kind of needs to be ahead for now.
You can see Chimera very much were looking to try and find further kills there. They do have the 4 of them on this bottom side of the map. They're looking towards Lal in the mid. They're going to try for the setup. Lal's got backup. It's not easy really to go for this kill under the tower, and yeah, Panto knows it can't dive any further. They can't go for anything here.
It's scary to go Nose Shaker. You go a bit too deep, you get Echo Slammed under tower, you're just dead, so good read to back up. I was thinking, interesting enough, so Dahak is not going for Halberd.
Yeah, that's yeah, indeed, because pretty much all the Darkseers, or most of the offlaners right now,
going Halberd.
They will rush that up indeed first.
Especially with the Vanguard being bought. So he bought basically just a casual Vanguard.
Okay.
Which, we haven't seen this in a while. The Vanguard itself wasn't changed. The Vanguard's been the exact same, just the Halberd, the recipe out of the Vanguard. So it's interesting to see basically he's going for this when I don't think it was, you know, common.
See around the mid. I have to be a bit careful. You know, Spirit, they have got the Blink Dagger now on Lal. No Echo, of course. Still caught out. He's going to get jumped. They've got the wall drop down as well. Lal is going to try and escape this, but Lorinov should have enough mana to take him down. So Lal turns up, shows off the blink. He ends up being the one dying.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Chimera, with that, they can get some pressure onto this mid-tier 1.
Yeah, they even brought TA2000, so probably tower will go down just to right clicks.
Radiant's middle tower
and
is under attack.
It was a bit close, so Lorinov actually outclicked him, got the shield rune. Maybe if he doesn't, Lara's able to turn, but again, I think often when Shaker is the one kind of getting jumped and gone on, it's going to be a bad fight for him. You usually want to be the one that is like jumping enemy, chain stunning them, you get to all the control in the world.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Look at the tower. I mean, this is very much Chimera trying to make sure that the game doesn't slow down and give sort of Spirit the chance to excel after that beginning. They want to stay aggressive. And on the money, it's definitely favoring Dahak, the richest in the game right now. So 6k net worth on the Darkseer. And yeah, going back for that Halberd completion next.
I guess he just felt like mech matters more for his team, which I can see. Mech is better the earlier you get it in the game. And it's relatively cheap now. It's been buffed. Also probably leaning in towards that, you know, we're going to group up, fight the enemy. Even, I guess it gets shown by TA2000 showing up for this mid tower 10 minutes in the game. I think that's their whole mentality going into this draft is we got to group up, we got to fight. We basically have to kick Team Spirit's ass or it's going to get hard for us.
I guess, yeah, if you're able to turn up to especially like the 15-minute fight with a mech and the enemy team doesn't have sort of that same bit of burst here, it can be the difference maker in a 5v5.
I do think, so Team Spirit and Collapse recognize that. So Collapse is going for Pipe, which I like. I liked buying Pipe on Terrorblade a lot. I think a lot of the Terrorblades, at least last time I saw Collapse, he went basically a full carry build and didn't go for the Pipe. But I really like into this game because, again, if you have to survive this early game team fight from Chimera, buying a pipe lets you actually do that. You can actually fight them now. I see the angles for Team Spirit to take it. They do have a good amount of damage between Sven and Shaker. And if they survive these initiations between like the Iron Shell damage and the Storm just getting negated by the pipe, they can turn around the fight. Even the Tormentor fight might get decided by this pipe.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're smoking up.
Yeah, Collapse has got to be careful. Unless he wants to try and bait in Dahak whilst this backup's on its way.
He's definitely baiting.
Dahak has got backup himself. And he's pretty beefy, Dahak. And in fact, their jump's going to be happening first. Lal will go in with the Echo Slam, and Fisher follow up onto Dahak. It's enough to burst him. So it ends up working out. Same time down bottom, Chimera look to get on top of Radan. But they got enough damage to do so. 1J and TO2000 giving it their best shot. It's enough. They find Maposhka as well in the trees. They can't. He's out with the TP, but they get the big kill, Chimera.
Yep.
Taking out Radan.
That was a really important kill. Just finding this Sven in the corner of the map. It's also good that they're making plays basically at the same time that Team Spirit is. So Team Spirit uses Echo, they kill top, and then they instantly are making a move on the opposite side of the map so that it's not this like 1-for-0 trade. They're always getting something else on the map.
CTP's coming in. They want to try and fight her around Lal, but again, Chimera's
Bad
not
for Chimera. Ooh.
completely alone. Good jump back with the rebound to get Panto up to the high ground in a good position for the freezing field. They'll finally put a stop to it. Time has been bought for long enough to swing across to join
Really
the fight.
low mana.
They can't fully commit for this. They've got the root here. Another bounce to the side, but he's still rooted. So 1J's not able to get him out with the rebound. 1J goes to the TP out himself. Will make it before the dead shot flies past. But losing Lorinov there will give Spirit themselves a bit of a chance maybe to push back, take a tier 1, and start to set things up. Potentially as the 15-minute comes up on the clock.
I think it's so cool. I don't know if it's intentional by Rue. I mean, maybe it is to give him credit, but the roots are really good versus Marcy. So he buys an Atos, and Lorinov is probably playing there a bit because he's like, oh, if I get stunned by Earthshaker, I can get saved by my Marcy. He'll jump me out, pull me out of the fight. But again, the new Marcy facet doesn't work versus roots specifically. So Atos actually kind of counters that, and you see that 1J almost even dies trying to save his teammate. It's pretty interesting. I like stuff like this, where maybe it's not fully intentional, because I think Atos is just a good item on Muerta, but it ends up just being also good in the game.
There's the setup. I mean, Chimera, they're straight towards the Tormentor. Meanwhile, Lal's focused on getting the kill mid. Will get it. There's space for Chimera to go for this, and nobody wants to take it. So Tormentor for them, Shard going the way of the Crystal Maiden.
That's worth it for Chimera. You trade Crystal Maiden for a free Tormentor any day of the week. Even the Crystal Maiden gets Tormentor.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's like, she
Panto's
gets something out of it as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Panto doesn't mind.
It's so funny. It's a net worth advantage for the Crystal Maiden to get jumped mid at the same time.
Now the pipe's now in line for Collapse. So when he turns up to the team fight, a huge amount of Chimera's damage output is going to be resisted. So it's definitely going to get tougher for Chimera to fight into Spirit.
Yeah, I think
Radiant are scanning.
it's still okay for the next 5 minutes or so for Chimera if they're grouped up. I still think that even through the pipe, they have the damage and like the stuns and like the stick ability to stay in these fights. And it's not until maybe Rodon gets one more item that he's really going to be a threat. Like when the Sven ults, okay guys, we got to get out. We got to kite him. Right now, it's just Laurel that does pretty much anything for Team Spirit. So as long as Chimera's either able to jump him first or kind of stay like not fully grouped up in a fight, then it's still really easy for them to win these fights. I think they should try to force something though. You don't want to give Team Spirit the space on the map because they'll just use it better than you. You can't really match their farming speed. So in a neutral game where it's 50-50 like this, you're going to just keep seeing Spirit get more and more of a lead.
Catch 1J here on the wave. No way out for him. Easy kill for the two supports for Spirit to pick up. And Collapse. Yeah, looking for the Orchid next. Going to be a good solid build up from him. The Terrorblade is going to be pretty annoying in the team fights for Chimera. course, far away from any sort of safety in terms of self-dispel or BKBs.
Yeah. I also want to say, I feel like TA2000's kind of had a rough game so far. He's 0-3-2. He's not really as farmed as we've seen a lot of the other tiny carries. And I think that's going to hurt them a bit, just due to the fact that I think he's supposed to be their one scaler, like their hope if the game goes kind of late. And he needs to be farmed. I think Sven in a 1-to-1 matchup kind of beats Tiny. Because end of the day, they kind of end up being the same hero in the fights. They're going to stand there, stun you, and hit you until you die, and I just think that Sven wins that man fight. Unless Tiny gets items. I know... maybe it's different, actually, because of Brooch. Brooch changes these matchups. So Sven has really high armor. And so now that Tinies can buy a Revenant's Brooch and basically crit for magic damage, maybe the matchup's a bit Tiny favored?
Well, looks like he's going to be able to avoid this smoke. He jumps back close by. They get the vision down. Now, Law's in a good spot. Hard for Chimera to get the catch on him. He's playing it safe, Lal. Unlikely to get anything here, Chimera. Spirit. Not falling for this play. As the moments pass, Spirit just able to farm at the map that little bit easier. So the pressure that Chimera have put upon themselves to spend time looking for these kills that Spirit aren't letting them get.
Yep. No, I like the bait from Collapse. Like, and the Chimera doesn't even take the bait. They know it's fake, and they're still kind of waiting there, watching, hoping that they see something good. And thankfully they don't take it because it would have been terrible. But still, even just gold lead, it keeps going in Spirit's favor just because of the neutral game.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Hope Lorinov doesn't walk in the smoke. No.
Spirit smoked up themselves. Let's keep him back. Maybe they'll settle for Panto, but Panto's already out with the Glimmer. We'll get seen by the Courier, but nobody's going to have a stun in range in time. Panto lucky this time. BKB now online for Radan. So with the BKB on the Sven, on top of the fact that they've got that pipe back up from Collapse, it's going to be very tough to fight if you're Chimera when it's in an area where Radan's able to turn up for Spirit.
Yeah, I think
he's massive.
It's about go time for Team Spirit. They don't. Thankfully for them, they don't have to force anything. They can play this slower kind of game, but if you ever get an opportunity to fight in Dota, you take it. You never want to just fully AFK, and for Team Spirit, so that they see this opportunity, they're smoked up, and they're probably gonna hit the Hawk.
Look, amplified damage rune in the river. It's very tempting. Lars in with the Echo Slam onto the both of them. A jump forward from Lorinov. He's getting caught by the silence. Lorinov was able to pick up the amplified damage rune. He's going to turn, get the grab on towards Lars, but he hasn't got enough to finish him off through the pipe that gets popped by Collapse. They get the fear control onto TA2000. He's trying to scramble out of the team fight. Can he escape this jump forward? The Fisher to try and block him off. TA2000 still on the retreat. They'll turn for Panto instead, Spirit. But the space is given, at least, for TA2000 to survive. Chimera only end up losing the one support.
Okay, was that the Glacial Guard Facet from Crystal Maiden? It actually might have saved TA2000. And could have been so much worse for Chimera. It's still not the best, because again, this is their timing. They're supposed to be winning these fights, kind of being the ones that are doing the aggression themselves, but still, even getting jumped like that, only losing Crystal Maiden, you have to take the wins where you can get them.
Panto, he's TP'd into this. They've got the dust ready for him. Further TPs are coming in, but the damage from the impetuses will destroy him. And now, with the rod on towards TA2000, pushback as well. They jump in with the rebound. Oh, it's a little awkward. Sometimes the rebound can go a little bit wrong, as TA2000 finds himself on the front lines there as 1J drags him in. I mean, that's the beauty of this ability, this facet being added, right? You can have some clutch players, but you can definitely have some players where you're like, oh, probably shouldn't have done that one.
You think stuff like that is a miscalculation or a misclick?
On this one, it's definitely a miscalculation, right? I think they're like, you know what, we can try and get in on top of these two spots. Actually, I don't even know. Maybe that one was just a misclick, because do you really... Like, what were you trying to take the Tiny in there for?
I mean, maybe they get the Earthshaker and they burst him?
Yeah, but the rebound didn't even land on him, right?
No.
The Shaker just gets the chance to land on them. Got to be careful with these rebounds.
Great facet. Was Jenkins the one that wanted to add more funny facets?
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I think we got it with this one. It's a fun one. It is a lot of fun.
I think stuff like this is, not only is it fun, but it's actually good for the game. And it's fun to play with. And even though there are mistakes you can do with it, I think it's just like a very good skill ceiling.
Exactly, it really is. Yeah,
I like all cast spells and like spells that have different kind of choices you make with it, because there's so many different options you can choose. You can choose to go in, go out, go in by yourself, you know.
That's the jump. Roshan straight in with the opening stun. Lauren stepping to get the BKB off. In fact, he's looking to try and fight with the BKB, because straight over towards Maposhka, but the heals have been pumped out. Lauren turns towards Collapse. TH2000's walked into the front of the fight. They have to surge him out of it. Dahak will get TH2000 back to safety. Wall gets dropped down in an attempt to slow Team Spirit's advances. Nobody to die, but again, it is Team Spirit continuing to maintain control of the game, increase their lead, push down mid now onto the tier 2.
I mean, I'm surprised no one died there for Chimera. That was, ooh. What do you do? I'm watching TH2000 in all these fights. I think he's just struggling to kind of...
He just has to run away.
Anything. He walks into his sentry. He gets rooted by the Muerta, the Gleipnir now. And then...
Oh, can they do this?
Oh, this is big if they get this, actually.
They might get it. Team Spirit have fallen back pretty far. Split up as well. Chimera straight into the pit.
Yeah, they're going to get it.
Is there going to be a chance Spirit expect this at all, or you just don't think you expect this?
No, I think there's no way you think that Chimera would do this, especially after just the way the last few fights are going, that it feels so easy for Team Spirit to outmaneuver them.
I mean, they've scanned it out now, but indeed it's too late.
All right, Paul.
Oh.
Lags.
I like these technical pauses always at a time where, you know, in a pub game, maybe you... Actually, at Immortal level, you wouldn't be M pause if you snuck a Roshan, but maybe the lower MMRs, you're like, hey, look, we just got Rosh.
Yeah, the BM pauses are more, you know, you get the Hawk.
Oh.
Shaking his head.
He was like that. He just was for me, Lorenoff. Of course, Lorenoff, the one to take it here on the Storm.
I mean, if Chimera gets this Tormentor,
yeah,
they have the Aegis, right? So the fight is easier for them. We could see them kind of come back. They're down 6k gold. It's nothing massive, but again, Team Spirit does have the better scaling draft.
No, I mean, absolutely. They can definitely make a comeback. We've seen, in fact, some of the wins that Chimera get do normally start like this. Like, I'd say out of all the teams we've seen here, I don't know what the stats are on it, but I feel like Chimera has come back quite a few times, more often than not, from a gold deficit. And this one, definitely not irrecoverable. It's difficult. It is difficult, but it is not impossible for Chimera.
For sure, yeah. I wouldn't say I like their chances, but I see it. It's one of the games that I don't think it's the game state's favoring them, but it's definitely even for in the game you can see kind of the path to victory.
Yep.
Which, if it's a simple way to get the win, it's often gonna happen or can. You know, par for the course. Panto goes down again.
I mean, it was in the series yesterday, right? What was it, like the 10 deaths on Panto?
Yep, and they won.
And they won 10, I think it was 10 deaths as well on 1J. The support stun was all part of the plan. The problem is this time around, it's been quite a few deaths on the course, right? Dahak has died 3 times, and TH2000, of course, has died 4 times already on the Tiny. 0, 4, and 2. Not a pretty scoreline for him so far in this first 24 minutes.
Yeah, I just feel like it's been hard for them to find any good movements on the map. I think they definitely missed something with how they rotated their heroes. Maybe around Laurel. I think Laurel's kind of had too free of a game. They killed him the once on the top rune, but I feel like you kind of have to keep forcing. I think if maybe they forced fights earlier with the Darkseer, it would have been better. Even if they were like trading, you know, 1 for 2 or 2 for 4, stuff like that, it would still favor Chimera for the fact that they're just forcing Spirit to fight rather than just farm. Alright, Tormentor. Ooh, Chimera might be just too late. They're not going to fight it. They're giving it up.
Spirit can take it super quick. But the damage output they have right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, that was Chimera's, you know, big comeback gold. It could have been a 2k, 3k lead. Now it's a 9k lead. So they didn't get the Tormentor.
Yeah, gotta look towards what the next big items is going to be. BKB. The 1J is trying to get is just about the rest of the gold away from that. TH2000 will have his BKB. 100 gold coming out. Yeah, Dahak just continues trying to get these like auras online. Shiva's guards, what He's looking for next to get that Veil upgraded.
I think... So they have BKB on Tiny. They can actually maybe take a good fight. It just feels hard into Radon. They're going to try to take one, it looks like.
I mean, Panto's hovering around. Gonna slide down to the low ground. Radon straight on top of him. Not gonna be able to get away with that one, Panto.
That was a bit scary positioning. T2000 was close. He has his BKB, so if he got jumped, maybe it's not instantaneous death. But it very well might be. They're going again, so this is another smoke. Team Spirit's kind of out. The argument for this fight is Sven has no God Strength. So it's about to end. Maybe they get a jump and it's good.
Try for Collapse.
He has the Thunder.
He's gonna have Radon to back him up. Can he get the Thunder off? He can't. Collapse will fall. Now the turn towards Radon. They managed to burst him pretty low. His BKB soon to be coming to an end. The Fisher out for Lal. Not going to stop Lorinov as Lorinov's in with his own BKB. Closing the gap on Radon. They kill Radon on top of it. Two massive kills there for Chimera to find. The Spirit, they just couldn't turn that one.
Yeah, it was super close for Collapse getting his Thunder off, but just wasn't enough. Just got killed in the animation, and I think if they're able to start the fights with a Collapse kill, it's fightable. It's just so scary to fight. You're fighting into a Pipe War, you're fighting into a potential Thunder on, like, let's say they focus Yatoro or Radon, and Collapse Thunders him when he's 100 health. Now Radon's gonna kill everyone. So a lot of issues arise in the fights if you don't kill Collapse, and if you try to focus him and he Thunders you, you'll also lose the fight. So it's like a very delicate kind of game that Chimera has to play.
Oh, Lal. Straight in with the BKB, finds the opportunity to get the two-man Echo Slam off. Rebound to try and drag TH2000 to safety, but a hill fall. Panto also getting run down by Collapse. Lal jumps across. I'll get the both of them. I mean, that was quick stuff there from Lal. As soon as he sees two heroes next to each other, bam, BKB, Blink, Echo, immediately. Very fast reactions on the Shaker.
Especially because Radon is still dead. They're kind of looking. They shouldn't catch, but they're looking. I mean, every time TA2000 dies, I just feel so bad for Chimera.
The difference in farm just does continue to increase between TA and Radon. Sven still steaming ahead, very close to having the Harpoon done. On top of this BKB Revenant's Brooch.
So yeah, so Sven also did go Revenants. I think this item is just going to end up being the carry item.
It's just so value.
Yeah, you get to, it effectively gives you mixed damage. So now you're doing physical and magical. And the old one, you basically did full magical, which I think is even worse than just doing mixed damage.
1J. Not going to be able to TP out of that.
Just because now it's like you have a chance to ignore all of Tiny's armor. Just on a crit. Because it's also bonus damage, so it's not stopping the physical damage you're doing. It's just interesting. I don't know how to balance this item, to be honest. It feels like one of those things that will always kind of conceptually be broken if you can just do magical damage.
It's like it was put in just to see sort of how it feels, how the games go with it. It might get a bit of changing.
I just think every time this item's it's been in the game, there's been some crazy interaction with it. It's either being bought every game, or there's the whole like Rapier Mars with Brooch.
Well, catches out poor old Panto again.
2 hits.
Game continues to look very difficult for Chimera.
Yeah, also, shout out to Rue so far. He's 5-0-14. He's been in 19 of their 23 kills. I think he's played the game pretty much flawlessly. Just constantly always showing up his dead shot angles. Also super nice, just pushing Chimera back into him always. And, like, I don't know, he's just he's everywhere. I feel like every time that they need something done, he's there. This is it's such a hard position for Chimera. So again, I don't think they're going to scale if they keep playing this slow game. It's just a question of at some point you have to farm just to get your timings. But if you keep having someone on your team going, oh, I need to farm this item, or we'll be really strong when I get this. If you have 5 people kind of doing that mentality, it sometimes gets hard to win because one guy gets his BKB, and then another guy's getting jump mid. You know, now has to use his BKB, and then now, okay, guys, we have to wait 90 seconds.
I mean, they might try and chase him here.
He didn't TP.
Oh, he's got the toss.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's going to be all right. TP backup coming in as well for him around the outpost. I mean, they've got the BKB now on 1J.
Do you want to fight without TA2000?
That's the thing, right? Yeah, Tiny's not in shape to fight. BKB's ready to press. Obviously on the other side.
They're going.
They're
smoke.
It's a risk, but maybe a risk they have to take. They're not bringing TA2000 with them.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a risk. Do you really want to fight down, one of your strongest heroes?
They're going to try. See what they can do with the four of them. Silence. And on towards him, they get the follow stun, but they're out, bring him out of the strike. Good dodge, gets him out of the way at the Echo Slam. A big save there from 1J. Panto still ends up falling, though. And 1J coming in clutch there to make sure that Lorinov doesn't get blown up in the Echo combo.
That's a win. For, you know, the best they can get, honestly, besides getting a kill. That's all the BKBs also used for Team Spirit, so no BKB Shaker, no BKB Sven.
I mean, they get the vacuum wall down onto the two of them. Fisher and Silence on towards Lorinov again, but once more 1J able to keep him at a safe distance. Collapse is pushing on, though. Damage to the tier 3 getting done by Spirit. They will start to back off now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, it's funny because I feel like the win for Chimera are just not losing the game.
They're holding on.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think of... So, I just don't see where their scaling comes from. Okay, so Darkseer does scale versus Terrorblade, but it's not a Terrorblade carry. It's not like Collapse is really going full stats, full items. He has Pipe. Doesn't matter if you take over him. Orchid also doesn't, so it's basically just only a Manta in comparison for Terrorblade carry items. And the Sven Illusion isn't strong either, so Darkseer scaling is kind of over. It's mostly just the vacuum at this point, which maybe a 5-man vacuum's enough.
Maybe. And Dahak might just get it, you know.
Yeah.
We've seen some crazy plays from Dahak this tournament. You can find that 5-man. 5-man into some rebound.
Yeah, I'm into Avalanche. Maybe Storm gets an Ags.
Yeah, eventually, you'd hope so. He's going to get, obviously, his Kaya Sanj finish first, but I could see him queuing up the Ags after that. There we go, smoke time. This time round...
This time will be different.
Yep, they've got all the BKBs ready to press. TH2000s is back up. See what they can get with this. On the other side, Spirit, Lal has got his Octarine. So he is going to be popping the spells out like crazy. Gem as well.
Spirit knows exactly where the smoke is. They killed Enchantress's creep on the neutral camp. So Team Spirit pretty much fully knows. That's why they're kind of all sitting together, hugging a high ground, waiting for Chimera to walk in. And all right.
TH2000 is going to go for the walk-in initiation. Gets the toss combo on towards Miposhka. They're going to try and focus the Shaker. Lal, he gets chain stunned. The stun off from Collapse, though. Gives Lal a chance to live, but now they've just kept those over towards Collapse. 1J beating into Lal, but Lal will survive. And it is, in fact, Chimera again. They're losing themselves. The two heroes, one of them being their carry. Now Dahak's in trouble. The impetus is flying in. They'll get the disarm off onto the Enchantress. Lorinov trying to finish Lal, but Lal turns, finishes him. As Chimera, they'll lose Panto as well. I mean, it was a good effort, but Collapse with that Sunder, just giving Lal that chance to play the fight out, definitely threw an immediate spanner in the works for what Chimera wanted to do.
Again, that's the issue, right, of this Terrorblade. If you focus him first, then you have to burst before Sunder. If you don't focus him, he's just going to Sunder his teammate. Ooh, scary times for Chimera.
Yeah, very good counterplay with the fight there from Spirit. I mean, as you say, for that whole kind of 30 seconds up to it, right? They were anticipating this play.
Yep.
They knew it was coming. They were ready. Even with what was, you know, in any other situation, indeed, without a Terrorblade in the game, that Shaker would have been dead. They kept him stunned completely at the beginning.
I just feel like we talked about kind of how Chimera's going through some internal struggles. I feel like this game is just a disconnect so far of how fast they have to play. I just don't think they played to the speed. Maybe it's probably because TA2000 had a bad game top, and just overall his impact has been a bit low comparatively. I think a lot of the time on his teams he's a very aggressive carry. Even when he's playing like, oh.
They gotta let him walk into the pit. There we go.
He's good. So I just think TA2000's had a rough one. And maybe that's what's hurting Chimera to group around him.
Yeah, we'll see it again here. That extra bit of Roshan action a couple of times today. Yeah, teams, they got to let him walk all the way in. Otherwise, he'll keep throwing you about until he's sat back into his spot.
Unquote. To quote what was it, GPK?
What did he say?
Fix Roshan bug?
No, I think that was one of the supports on the team.
Okay.
I think it was the Enchantress player in that game.
Maposhka?
I think it was Maposhka, yeah, said fix Roshan.
No, not Maposhka.
No.
The Bepum. I'm
Save.
blanking. Save, yeah.
I think it was Save, yeah. He said fix Rosh, please. But indeed, they just didn't let him get into the pit.
Is under attack.
Like, all the way.
I like the throw.
Yeah, the throw's great, dude. The new Rosh is great. I think that's one of the things that unanimously across the board people have said is they've liked it. He's back in the middle of the map, back in the river. Still has the top side and the bottom side now, so a bit of variance. And he's a bit more terrifying.
You can actually fight him now, like or fight Roshan. Team fights. I think last patch it felt like a lot of the time people would avoid these Roshan fights.
It was just so far away.
And now it's way more realistic. Obviously in this game they didn't fight, but they're down 16k gold.
Look at this.
They're TPing.
Gonna go for a bit of the old rat here. 200,000 and Panto. Oh, Panto, be careful.
Oh.
Okay, they're gonna BKB for this. I mean, if Tier 2000 gets out, you know what? That's the BKB used. It's just Panto dying. Tier 2000 should survive.
They still get the rack stop though for a Spirit, so they kind of got everything they want plus a free crystal mana kill. The Hawk, can he carry? He's so high net worth, but I don't think Darkshire carries these kinds of games from behind.
That's not easy. Feels like, I mean, what do you think he's going to go for next? Does he just go back for the blink so we can try and find these crazy vacuum wall combos?
Maybe. I think probably just an Ags to give him a little more stun, a little more damage. Ags is the carry choice.
Yeah.
I think Blink is more, you know, you're doing it for a combo. You have a Jakiro or you have a Face's Voice, stuff like that. I just don't think his team really is giving him options.
I guess the good news is Loronov's got quite a bit of money. So we can see like just a huge item fly out for him soon potentially. He's got 3,200 gold in the bank.
Yeah, maybe it's the Ags.
I feel like the Ags would be nice.
I just keep worrying about their actual damage. I think they could stun all of Team Spirit for what, 5-6 seconds, and no one might die.
Oh, and they're in. Spirit, they get the jump on the Tier 2000. He's able to get the BKB off. Starts to escape. The Hawk just gets destroyed. Look towards Lal. BKB from Lorinov. He's going to try and chase Team Spirit outside of the base, but they need more backup and more damage here on Chimera, and Lorinov, he's not going to get it. Has to retreat. Now they hit the stun. The connection's there. 1J tries to save him, but ends up running into his own death. And now they're without 2 cores. No buybacks from Tier 2000 or Dahak. So Spirit can push on, take a second set of racks, and maybe more.
Just might be mega. It might be game. Lorinov still has, 3,600 gold. I don't see an item for him to buy, and
no Tier 2000, no Dahak. Tier 2000, 1,200 gold short. Dahak just about 200 gold short of buyback. The mega creeps are out. Spirit onto the Tier 4s. Chimera, do they get the chance for one more fight?
I don't even know if they're going to fight.
He's trying to cut some creep waves, but already 1J has bought the BKB early. He gets spooked by the fish, yeah.
Throw Panto in there, 1J. He's at 12 jets, make it 13.
Ancient's exposed. The Huck's going to be up in a few seconds. Lorinov going to try and set them up for a chance to have one more fight out of this. Alal's in with a BKB. The fortification will come out. They'll get the connection on towards Panto. The Crystal Maiden to fall, but buyback's available on Panto. Buys back immediately. Lorinov makes the jump over towards Lal. Lal's able to get out with the enchant turn. They get the wall drop down. Lal pops the echo. Doesn't connect onto anybody. But the stuns is there for collapse. Gets Lal back up to full HP. They've killed off Panto a second time. They're chasing Dahak back towards the fountain. The impetus is, it's enough as Maposhka takes him down and the game is called GG. As Team Spirit will close up this Master Tier IO Gunner.
Yeah, and so we finally get to see a new facet on Marcy as well. He's got Buddy System, which is basically they heal each other. I think it's like the old, kind of like the old one. I think it's a buff version basically of the old Bodyguard facet. There's no more Sidekick, right? I think Sidekick's completely gone. Now it's only Bodyguard, and I think they have the potential to kind of crush this lane bot. Compared to the first game, I think they were kind of drafted in a way that Tiny was going to lose, but I agree with what the panel said, that this bot lane for Chimera has to kind of pop off and have a really high impact.
I'm trying to imagine, so with this buddy system, there isn't some like weird infinite loop that this goes with like the tether or something. You know what I mean?
It's not an infinite loop, but so it's like Marcy hits.
Yep.
He's gonna heal himself, but he's also healing Io, so he's gonna heal. So Marcy's getting double heal from his hits. And then when Io heals himself, it's also a double heal, because he'll heal Marcy with the damage, plus since he's healing himself, he's healing Marcy. So basically, Io's gonna get healed one instance of lifesteal, and Marcy will always get healed twice by the Io and the Marcy.
That's pretty nice, yeah.
Which is a lot of sustain. Even like mid game, if it ever gets to late game, and Io gets 25, you know, in like these super late
crazy
game,
stuff.
It will go crazy between like the Io getting free auto attacks off.
So I guess when you're doing Marcy Io, this is 100% the one you take, right, to benefit from this extra boost.
Think so, yeah. Because there's the jump together facet. There's this one, and then the other one is the
extra few punches on the
probably this one, yeah.
Because the extra few punches, sure, like if you're not with an Io, but if you're with the Io, getting this improved bodyguard seems kind of nice.
Yeah, also because the Io's giving you attack speed, so you don't necessarily need your ult to fight. I don't know, I haven't seen it, because they've changed her E a lot. 1J. Is he just dead? No, the
shield comes out. Should be enough to save him. And Maposhka not going to be able to, well, unless, not under the tower quite yet. So 1J is going to be fine. So what do you make of these other lanes? We are seeing, of course, Roshan get to play the lifestealer, which is the hop carry right now. Is this a lane where they can put any sort of pressure into him on the early game?
I think this is another kind of free lane for both sides. They should both farm. I think Maposhka is in a really strong position this lane. It depends on 1J. So Taser actually dispels. So if 1J wants, he can get a point in it at like 3 or 4, and then just constantly purge Maposhka every time he uses Astral Spirit. But that one's, it's a bit of a mana commitment to do that, and just a cooldown commitment. It's like also super defensive, so realistically it should just be maybe Roshan getting poked down by 1J, but end of the day, I would say Maposhka will just secure it into a 50-50 lane, which is what Lifestealer wants. Lifestealer just wants to be left alone, farm his Radiance for free, sit in front of his tower, and so the longer you're able to do that, the better. And then mid, you know, I don't know. It's kind of a... I kind of like it. A lot of the matchups that are being picked these days are more 50-50 matchups.
Sure. Yeah, both mids get to play.
Yeah, it feels more higher skilled. There's no more bottle fills. The water runes are now, you know, I know it's been like this for a while, but it's a 50-50. So it's almost going back to the 2016, 2017 days of mid, where it's a very like high skilled role. All the matchups were pretty even. And instead of having rune RNG, it's just pure, almost like pure skill.
Is there much impact from the moving of the small camps or the camps a little further away from mid as well? That changes. So
the camps aren't close enough for the mids to be able to really farm them consistently.
Yeah.
It's like it's so far if you look at this camp from Lesh or the camp for Puck. Normally the mids could even stack their own camps, but now you can't stack your own camps. You can't farm, so it's a lot more pressure on mid. You can't do these bad trades. There's times in the past you would literally as a communication tell your support, your pause 5 or something, take a trade, go for a 1-for-1 play in your side lane. You know, like maybe you kill their support, you die, so you can fill my bottle. And now there's no more bottle fills. So I just think the little plays matter more. You know, getting an extra 50 damage in, getting an extra right click in actually matters now mid. And getting these like small mechanical advantages gets you like this small lead that maybe ends up with you getting the 6 rune or getting a level 6 and getting a kill.
So far, in terms of the difference in outcomes of the lanes, is that shooter bottom lane 13 for 5 on the Marcy against Collapses 8 and 5. Definitely giving a little bit of an edge here for Chimera that the panel did want to see. And top lane should be your first blood dark. The help of 1J able to run down Maposhka.
I definitely think the early lane favors Chimera top because of the techies. This year's been buffed a good amount. I think he used to have like 30 damage level 1, or like high 20s, but now he's at 55 damage, or like 57 actually with all his stats in, and super high attack range. I think they also buffed his attack speed, so honestly, as a ranged right-clicking pause 4, techies is super strong. And so just like versus double melee lane, if Mposho's not able to get on him, which also Daha can save him with shields, I think definitely this lane is pretty hard for just like Mposho to get this impact that he needed. Bot lane, we haven't seen the E. I want to see the infinite health. It's just not the aggressive choice, right? He's maxing his spells. He is 1-2-0.
Collapse.
Just going on him constantly.
A bit of pushback tier 2000. Panto has to be a bit careful there on the front lines of the fight.
He didn't click the lotus. Oh no.
Maybe tier 2000 still gets a kill out of this. No, Rue's fine. And the spear's back up from Collapse. Tier 2000 will manage to walk away, but as you say, a little bit of a missed opportunity there from Panto to be able to live.
That's pretty bad, because we also said how important this bot lane is to Chimera. They might go again.
Let's see. Straight away. Rebound into the disposed and back in action. Indeed they will. So Panto does die, but as soon as he's back in the game, he's able to set up for them to take out Collapse.
Okay. So they get it back. I think just like maybe he thought he survived the one extra hit, or he just didn't click the lotus fast enough. It's not the biggest deal, but yeah, anytime that you're losing an advantage in this bot lane, it's going to hurt you. Rue's no mana, so there's another opportunity for them to go and collapse, or even Rue, if he steps too far up. All right, he's got it. He's got bodyguard.
So hasn't got a lot of mana to play with right now. Tier 2000.
There is a lotus, so maybe Panto uses it, just gives him a little extra mana. Oh, he used it. Special delivery, got the boots. It's not that. I just hype it up. It's fun.
So is the longest ability cooldown in the game?
It might be. There's stuff that's 300, right? Isn't the shield on Courier 300?
Oh, sure. But hero ability.
For spell, yeah. I think so. Oh no, the shield's 200.
It might be the longest. 240.
It might be.
Oh, bottom. They're going to try for the setup on to Collapse. Again, good with the spear to keep tier 2000 at a distance. Further TP's coming in actually from Chimera, but the rebound's off the mark. Won't get the jump on to Collapse. And try and chase down Rue instead, but Team Spirit, they're bringing the numbers. They're ready to stand and fight it. They get the fear onto tier 2000, drop down the Dream Core. That's the carry gone.
Okay.
Now with the spear on towards 1J, they'll be able to clear out the support as well. Team Spirit, they did not hesitate on just casually walking down it with the numbers and making sure that tier 2000 was not going to get away with trying to chase for that kill.
That was just a big chase. Like, they're going into the river so far that Laurel was able to just, like you said, casual. As he lost, I think, 0 creeps for that. He was checking the 6 rune, and then he's like, oh no, guys, the rune spawn top, but I guess I can collect a double kill bot, like if I have to. And again, kind of giving up these kills that you can't really be affording to. And now Lornov is... Okay, so Lornov's contesting this wisdom rune. But what is... Whoa.
I mean, that's an ambitious adventure there for Lornov that will end in tears as he's dead. And Panther, they're still trying to take this wisdom.
Oh, he canceled the tether. I think that was just Panto.
Yeah, nothing stopped it, right?
I don't think so.
Uh-oh. Couple of mistakes here from Chimera. That's gonna hurt them.
That was... Okay. No, yeah, that... Sometimes it happens. You know, sometimes you just forget what's happening.
I mean, that's...
You're not focused.
Is there really a world where you're just able to casually walk as the Lesh from the mid lane to the Shrine of Wisdom?
Not really. Usually the heroes that do that are like the Ember Spirits.
Yeah, that have a bit of mobility.
Maybe a Storm, but a Leshrac?
You don't want to be there.
He also didn't have, you know, a Haste Rune. Or even a Shield Rune. He was just an Illusion Rune. That's really bad for Chimera.
That's rough. Farm's still gonna go. I mean, he's getting a fantastic amount of farm from the mid lane, Lornov, staying level with that of the puck. So still, you know, one rough move can be fixed. It's, you know, it doesn't really affect his game too much.
Game state wise, it's not like they're now super behind.
No.
It's more that I think they should be more ahead than they are now.
Sure.
And going into this even state of a game is bad. It's like you can't afford to make this many mistakes as...
Easy setup for Collapse. And they've got plenty of backup. And the movements from Team Spirit.
They're just connecting.
Yeah, and they're making it look pretty easy. They just walk over, get kill, walk over, get kill. Sometimes Chimera walk into them. Still ends up in Team Spirit getting kill.
And again, for TA 2000, I think Marcy's a hero that needs to have a good lane as a carry. You need to be able to, you don't really farm that fast, so you need your farming tool. Usually they go Battle Fury, or they fully skip it and they go full aggression. And either of those choices don't really work when you're behind. And so now, it's like Roshan already has 1,000 gold. He's working on his Radiance. So you have one carry who already is getting close-ish to his farming tool, and the other carry not even done with his treads. And it's kind of makes you start to question, you know, what is Chimera's game plan? Maybe it's on Dahak to kind of have to carry this all by himself. It's just a lot, I think, for Abba, and it's not even particularly an amazing Abba game. It's hard. He can do it,
Yeah.
but I think maybe Lorinov too. I think between the Abaddon and the Lorinov, they have the tools and the damage. I'm just concerned because of the amount of teamfight damage that Spear has that they can apply to the Lesh. As of now, the game state feels like if they literally drop every single button they have in the game on Lorinov and they kill him, they'll win the fight, which usually is a bad sign. He is infested on Roshan. He should be okay.
Now off he goes.
Yeah.
See what TH2000 wants to head next. Wants to look to fight around the 10-minute power rune. Is in with the jump. We'll be able to pick up the regen rune. Lars trying to fight back. He drops the Dream Coil. Miposhka turning up from the side, trying to get the final few punches in onto Panto, but the flurry of punches are coming out here from TH2000 to take down Miposhka, keep Panto alive, and Lorinov able to chase down Bruce. So this time it's Team Spirit that end up looking for a bad fight.
Yeah, I mean, TH2000, he showed up to the fight. And I think they finally kind of outnumbered Team Spirit on the side of Chimera. They brought 4 heroes to the runes, Team Spirit only brought 3, and kind of giving Team Spirit a little bit of their own medicine.
Let's see if they can punish it to Huck. They certainly can. All borrowed time skill, but the arena is up. They'll trap him in. The Huck, can he play his way out of this one at all? Doing his best to dodge the Spirits. Will give him the chance to put the shield, but the shield gets immediately beaten through by Team Spirit. They're trying to chase forward here with a rebound. Spirit, keep the distance. TH2000 not able to get the grab this time. Still trying for it, but has to be a bit careful. His ult on cooldown for 30 seconds. They'll return to the bottom lane, keep the farm going.
Not the worst, I would say, for Chimera. At least they brought a lot of heroes mid, but maybe I'm a bit too worried about the game plan for Chimera. It might not actually be as stressful as a timing-based thing as I'm making it out to be. Just due to the fact that Leshrac does farm very fast.
Sure.
Abba has a good game. I just am always concerned for Marcy and her impact in these games.
Because what is the build going to be from Safe Land Marcy? It's still what, a Battle Fury build?
Battle Fury, yeah. He does have the Cornucopia. I definitely think it's correct.
Yep.
And Marcy does scale. It's not like this hero is not going to scale if she hits, you know, level 18, has a bunch of items. You know, every single volley of punches is a dead hero. I just am concerned about her ability to fight. Again, there is the Leshrac Ags, which is really strong versus her because it's a BKB piercing disarm. I always just get worried when there's an IO Marcy lane that doesn't win their lane heavily.
Root. Easy one for Lorinov. I mean, anyone that turns up into the mid, especially supports, will get
just dying.
Destroyed by the damage pumped out from the Leshrac.
Lorinov's going the classic, the Bloodstone. He doesn't like this new gen Gleipnir.
How would you imagine with this, when you go in the Bloodstone build, he wouldn't consider even getting the Gleipnir later? Or because if you're not getting early, you're probably not getting it at all?
Yeah, you'll probably skip it.
Yeah.
At that point, I think you should go with BKB after, just to be able to walk out of the arena, walk out of the coil.
Middle tower is under attack.
The Gleipnir is kind of a different build, I would say. Basically, it's a comparison of Gleipnir is you're constantly going on them and you're not the one taking damage. I think Bloodstone allows it to be that Lorinov goes in first. He gets protected by his IO healing, his Abba healing, the shields, and he's like the tank for the team. Which I think is okay. I think it's always better if Abba gets to go in as like the second aggressive hero, because that way you get to actually use your shield to save your teammates rather than this, you know, a 200 HP block effectively. There's always the Radon factor though. This guy is 0-0-0, hitting creeps.
He's chilling.
Yep.
Radiance is going to be Not the fastest, but it is going to be there. The relic's pretty much done.
And it's a good lifestealer game. I would say Marcy's okay versus lifestealer, but definitely not at this early mid game around the Radiance timing. And it depends of how much Team Spirit wants to use Roshan.
Yeah, well, I think for the most part, even if they're a little bit behind, right, they can still fight with just the 4 of them. Like, they don't need the lifestealer to make plays.
I definitely think even though it's a 2K lead, it's only a small favor in the sides of Chimera. I definitely think that Marcy's caught up. I think this bot rune fight was super big for just everything, for them getting XP, getting gold. Again, it's an IO combo. So Marcy's always gonna be a little low in the experience, which she's one of the better heroes at being low XP because I think people just go stats instead of dispose skill. You like keep it at level 1. Oh, collapse. He's Arena.
He's just going to turn and stand his ground. He's got backup as well from Lyle and Rue. The Dream calls out onto the boat for them. Stomp to follow up. They're just straight up dead. TO2000 fall. Panto as well. Lorinov seeing if he can find something in return. Radon gets pretty low, but he's into collapse with the offense. As in with the infest, he could get back. And they can still fight on his spirit. Jump forward again. Collapse looking for the angle. Gets the spear onto 1J.
He's Arcane Rune on Lorinov.
And now jumping back out of collapse. They'll still keep to the edge of the fight, Spirit. Not losing anyone themselves. And they could still look for more. Stepping up. Straight away with the dead shot. 1J gets sniped. Collapse able to force the borrowed time out of Dahak. Lorinov trying to push forward. Oh, he did not respect the damage coming out there from Lorinov. And indeed, bringing in TO2000, they can look to turn the fight around now. As Miposhka goes down, Collapse trying to push them back with the God's Rebuke. I mean, a bit of a punch back there at the end by Chimera. And yeah, was straight up Lyle.
I think.
Lyle did not respect the damage coming out from Lyle. He jumped into that one. He just jumped into death. Yeah,
I think the Arcane Rune on Lorinov let him get 3 Diabolic Edicts off in the fight. Each of them just kind of having this super high impact. The third one killing Laurel. And the first one forced the Radon Infest. So it's just like, I think just a bit too much damage on Lorinov, and massive win for Chimera.
Just got to be careful walking into this area of the map.
4K gold lead.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the fact that Lorinov's just surviving through this, getting the amount of damage done and the kills that he has, he's huge. 8.5K net worth on the Leshrac. Collapse is watching from the side here, but it's hard to try and go for something, especially when TO2000 has the ultimate ready to go. Lorinov, he's going to have an amplified damage rune for the next fight.
Yep. Panto got the new IO shard, which is actually a good shard, I think, especially with Marcy. So it now does damage over time if they're standing in the tether range, and then it also is healing the IO. So I feel like with a hero like Marcy, who's constantly kind of jumping in the back line, you have this tether kind of pulling between the two of you. It's 120 damage per second, just for people standing.
Yeah, that's quite a large damage tick.
Yeah,
if they can indeed, as you say, keep the tether across them.
I don't know if it's considered spell lifesteal either. So it might be a healing IO 60 per creep. I don't know. It's strong though. It's definitely very strong. So I think Chimera's hitting their strides as a lineup this game.
On top. Stomp on Dahak.
They reload in.
He's getting back up. Dahak will die. Panto tethered up to Lorinov. I mean, they have to be careful, this Spirit. They've got to keep their distance from the Leshrac, especially with the amplified damage rune pumped out by Lorinov. And they will. They'll avoid getting caught any further after getting the quick kill onto Dahak.
17-minute wisdom.
Wait, that was still there?
That was still there.
Oh, okay. Well, Collapse getting a nice surprise.
I think you didn't even expect it to be there.
That's quite the while for it to be left alone.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's been...
They were doing Tormentor.
Yeah, fight after fight on the bottom side.
Still.
Well,
big win.
Roshan time.
Okay. Look at this tether damage. That's definitely the thing that's doing a lot.
Is it doing anything?
Yeah, it is 60. It's 60 every like half a second.
Oh yeah, I see the big purple 60s. Yeah.
Also interesting. So Collapse went for the Vision Facet on Mars. You didn't go the new one that everyone's getting. I guess it's still an old one, but the recently buffed one.
I still like the Vision one.
The Vision one, I think, it's really good versus IO.
Yeah, IO and about him, right? No shields, no relocates, no tethers.
In these situations, maybe the IO reloads into the arena knowing, oh, hey, like, we can fight them in the arena. They don't have that much damage, but you don't really see the exact situation. You
Look
don't
at
see
this,
the health.
Laurenov. Can he
He gets
set up?
a stun. Oh, it might be a double stun.
Can he do something cheeky
Oh,
here?
there's a double stun.
There. Okay, now just the one.
Still, Mapochka will die.
Yeah, didn't need to get the stun on him. Mapochka, he just dies to the damage.
Gets
Now
a blink
Lal
off.
has to run. Yeah, this Leshrak's quite the issue now.
Yep.
He's getting out of control, Laurenov.
His only death was the, a little crazy one for the Wisdom Rune.
He only died when he chose to die.
Yep.
Outside of that, he ain't dying.
He's got the full Bloodstone now. TA2000's almost about like halfway to his BKB. So definitely very good state of the game for Chimera.
Yeah. I mean, because once the BKB is out, right, they can't kill him through BKB.
Yep. It's
Not at the
definitely
moment.
too hard.
A good start for Chimera.
Radon, though, has his Radiance, working towards the Manta.
Dire's courier
Manta
has
Axe.
been killed.
So I would say the big turning point for Team Spirit is this Axe on Lifestealer. If they're not too far behind when they get there, they can come back. But the way that the game is playing out, I don't know if Chimera's even going to give them this like small lead. They still have an Aegis, 3 more minutes. I think they might just keep running at Spirit anytime they get the opportunity.
Is under attack.
Dahak also has an Orchid. So Lara has to go Yules. But there's just really good timings. There's no Manta as well for Radon for the next, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. And so he might get caught by Dahak here, actually.
That's what the Hawk can do.
Oh,
Look, it's
no.
coming in. He's going to get the chance to raise TP.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They still force him out. Don't want him to farm the whole map.
Yeah, he's catching up. Keeping up on par with TA2000 with the Battle Fury.
He has no TP.
But Dan's got to be careful. And he will top lane. They're looking at TA2000 and Panther. They're going to try with the combo. They've got the Arena and the Dream Coral laid down. The Splitter as well. They're dropping everything on towards the Marcy. It's not enough to kill him straight up. TA2000 survives through the efforts and is able to rebound back to safety. Laurenov's now turned up. His Team Spirit that out to run. Lar's trying to get in there to finish off the kills. He's able to finish off 1J, but the stun timing, it comes in clutch. Kills from Lal though to stop Laurenov from getting the immediate follow-up.
Is under attack.
Lal and Collapse will live. I mean, they get the support because what we're seeing there, right? They put pretty much 3 ultimates onto TA2000 and they still couldn't kill him.
Yeah, he's still fine. That's before his BKB as well.
Yeah.
He's definitely getting to the scary part of Marcy. I would say the BKB and level 12 is his big timing. He's about 200 gold off the BKB. I just think, like the panel said, it's hard for him to hit hero sometimes. Between Puck, between Lifestealer infesting, the Muerta ulting, the Arena just cutting off his vision. It's not an easy game for him to just latch onto these targets like you would want to. But if he does, maybe the Lesh hits a nice stun, that's all that TA2000 needs to burst a hero.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's a Huck. He's going to be able to work on this tower, get his Blink Dagger done. This is going to be pretty huge for
Dire's
not only getting the setups with the Orchid, but I guess also just being able to jump into the middle of the arena if the arena's down and the blood support's up, so he can actually just get in the action guaranteed and still get the chance to save his teammates in there.
Also, anytime that he gets his ult off, it's a guaranteed blink.
Yep.
You can't take damage for 5 seconds, so...
Yeah, great escape. Both teams watching this bottom wave. Gleipnir now done for the Muerta.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Rue will have that for the next play.
I also like how their draft ended up. I don't know if this was super intentional, but they have a mid that can play with IO and a carry. So the IO is basically supporting TA2000 early mid game, and then the second Laurenov kind of gets off, gets his Bloodstone timing.
Yep.
Now you just have an IO Lesh, which is another fantastic combo. That's
I mean, and even the offlane, right? IO
Yeah,
and the
Abaddon.
Abaddon can be pretty nice. So multiple options for Panther to play through the fight, even if he does start
he
losing
sees
some of
Radon
his
at the
cores.
Hawk.
They do have to relocate. They're going to try for it. Silence into the relocate play coming in. He's still going to get the chance to put the rage and go for the TP, and at the moment they don't have enough damage to kill him through that rage. So
They're chasing him.
they are actually. They won't get him.
I think if he got Edict off, he might have died. Just like a pre-Edict before the reload. It's still, again, every time you force the carry out, sure, he's not dying, but you're making him not farm. And so the way that Team Spirit's going to fix that is they're going to smoke up with an infest.
Yeah, time for them to look for some action. They have all their ultimates ready to go. Collapse ready with the setup.
Oh, they might have seen it on these mines.
They'll definitely be a little suspect to what's going on now. Chimera.
They're grouped up.
If they find their way somehow to tier 2000, that would be a pretty nice jump, but tier 2000 moving in a very safe angle across the map. Spirit not going to get the catch on him.
Still just looking around. Just taking the enemy tri-camp. So I like the pace that Chimera's playing this game. I think they're being pretty aggressive. It's not like over aggressive, but they're still up 5k gold. They're constantly looking for fights and pokes. And I think Spirit's kind of a bit on the back foot, and they're constantly the ones looking to almost counter-initiate. And even when they did the jumps, like the jump on top, they didn't really get anything out of it. So, again, they're getting close to the Lifestealer Radiance, or to the Ags, and that's their big... That's their go time. That's no matter what items tier 2000 has, he's going to be disarmed for 5 seconds, he can't use his ult, can't use his BKB, and he's going to sit there useless. It's still kind of a ways away, though. It's 3,000 gold away for Roshan.
Still hard for them to get the catch on him. Roshan,
yep.
He's really doing his best. They've been very smart with the map movements, and I feel like you see in all of Roshan's gameplays. He's not an easy carry to catch.
It's probably one of the hardest.
Yeah.
It's not even on necessarily hard to catch heroes. He just really knows when to TP out, when to dodge these ganks. It's really beautiful to watch his map movement.
Yeah, probably one of the carries with the most consistently low amount of deaths in games. I would imagine the stats would show. Spot him. Set up here for this Tormentor, and of course with the lead they have, it's gonna be pretty easy for Chimera. No interest from Spirit to try and contest this. They know how rough that would end out. They're happy in just trying to buy that space for Roshan to at least get that Aghanims online.
The Ava chart is so bad.
It's not a good one.
Yeah. It's basically just an auto attack on your Q.
Sure.
But people don't even max their Qs. They're going stats with a Q. He has 1 point, so it's not the absolute worst. It's just...
I mean, it's only good when you're kind of doing my Basher Rush build.
You invented it?
I just did.
Okay. I tried to do a build with Conda.
With Conda?
Because it was basically like you would attack the old Conda. You would attack
Sure, yeah.
and then you would crit off of the Conda proc, so you'd basically be attacking twice plus like a 300 magic.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of cool things you could do if you were doing some right-click build. Indeed, well, they got the Dream Coil down. But again, it's on to Laurenov, who's
a lot of damage on Laurel.
Tanky, and yeah, Lyle seems to be the one dying after he's the one that initiated with the Dream Coil.
He has the Regen Rune.
Rue, stepping up, he got the creep wave good.
This is an awkward chase for Team Spirit.
It is. Maybe they can get one J. Collapse comes in. They'll drop the arena for it. It's a techie's kill, but Laurenov, he's just straight back in onto them. Gets the jump, the stun. Laurenov, he's ready to run them down. It puts the BKB. They have to get out of his Spirit. And they will. Collapse is able to get out.
Laurenov also has to get out of it.
He does.
TPs.
But I mean, we're seeing, it's going to take a lot for them to kill this Leshrac.
Yeah.
Like, they have to 100 to 0 him. Otherwise, the BKB, the Bloodstone comes off, and next thing you know, everybody on Spirit has the potential of dying under the damage that this Lesh can do. They have to be very, very cautious about how they approach the pony in these team fights.
Yeah, IO is even hard to kill. He has Glimmer, he has a mech, he has Essence Ring. I don't know the new interaction with Essence Ring, because it used to heal the tether target from IO.
Sure, but now what, because it's like a max HP thing?
I think because it's like a just gain flat HP, it might not be necessarily heal, but even then still, bonus health on the IO, just going up to like close to 2k HP before any of the barriers.
Yeah, I mean, it probably does still work with the tether, right?
Maybe?
But then again, is increasing your current health the same as a heal?
Technically
maybe not, right? It's probably the wording probably has led it to not.
Valve likes their wording.
Yeah, they do.
It's not.
It's not a heal. It's a current health increase.
It's increasing, not healing.
So probably doesn't do anything crazy with the tether like before. The old Essence Ring.
That used to be. It was like 400 back then as well.
It was.
I think when it first got added.
Yeah.
The good times.
Still going to be great for keeping himself alive, though.
Oh, yeah. You saw there.
Yep.
Coil gets used. Laurel's literally dying. Almost purely in phase shift. Just kind of sits there for like half a second. Drops to half health. And Roshan's up now.
Oh, Meposhka, be careful.
Could get thrown.
Taking quite the beating from Roshan.
Collapse.
And they're all trying to get. He's bashing everyone this rush. Ags online. See if Radan's able to do anything good in the team fight in terms of just shutting down the Marcy.
I think the big worry now is, so sure, he can shut down the Marcy, but has TA2000 really done much impact in his last few fights? Not even to his
It's kind
default.
of it's the Leshrac. It's like
Lorinov.
Yeah, you disarm the Marcy, and obviously you have no counterplay really to Lorinov.
Yep.
You could jump in him, dodge the damage yourself, but you're not stopping him from just dealing an insane amount of damage in this team fight to the rest of the team. Now, Lorinov is absolutely a huge problem right now for Team Spirit.
They have to kind of survive his BKB.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't think his BKB can be touched. Maybe Radon if he sticks on the whole time, but Radon walks into 5 heroes.
He's going to try and start the action, but already through the rage. Look how much damage he's taking. He has to use the Infest defensively to jump over towards Collapse. They've got the Yules set up. He's going to get
Nice
the chance to blink out there. Quick Yules and retreat there from Collapse. The stomp. Do they really want to get back on in this Spirit? They're going to look to Dahak, see if they can poke at the borrowed time. That's not going to happen, though. Spirit. Ooh, Lorinov. Him with the blink, Lal. Got to be careful around the Roshan. Lorinov will put the Bloodstone.
Okay.
Another stomp here. Catches onto the both of the Team Spirit heading up to the high ground, but Panto's in with the tether onto Lorinov. Rebound from TA2000. Remember, Radan, he's running at them. He's chasing them down, but TA2000 ready to put the BKB. They get the Arena Spear combo onto Lorinov, but he's actually out of the arena. He'll get away. I think in terms of like the Arena Spear placement, it was kind of like he got pinned to the outer wall.
Yep.
The God's Rebuke actually kind of just pushed him back to safety, so Lorinov was fine, and he's ready to get back in. He's been jumped in here by Radan with the Infest, but Lorinov, the BKB's out. He looks to Collapse. Collapse up in the air with his own Yules, trying to survive, but he'll fall. They've got the stomp onto the two of them, and the sleep of the relocate takes Lorinov out just in time. Spirit, though, they have killed off Tia2000. They get 1J as well. And with this setup, Lorinov's going to be ready to try and help Panto out. Jumps to the backlines, gets in onto Meposhka, and look, here comes the Eye this time, bringing back into Hut. Over the Infest, on towards the IO. Radan, can he play his way out of this as he comes out? Lal has to jump away with the orb. Radan is going to get left behind. Radan's gone. Triple kill for Lorinov. The Leshrac too strong right now as Lorinov continues to pop off. And look at that, love that as well. Dahak did get the Basher. There you go.
He did.
There we have it. Basher with the Shard Bill, ready to play. But these teams...
You just created this. You didn't tell him before. You were like, hey, Dahak.
I mean, he's on the same level. I got a Shard. I might as well buy a Basher.
Yeah.
You know, look for some clutch miscoil Bashers. But what a fight. I mean, great moves from Panto, right?
Yeah,
the way that they're able to take
out.
the Lesh out.
Yep.
Lesh was able to move back in, and then suddenly Panto's bringing Dahak in.
Yeah, so not only... So Dahak goes into the pit. He TPs.
Yeah.
Radan has no way to cancel his TP, so he kind of lets him there. And so now Dahak's in base. Leshrac got reloaded to base, but he TPs actually, which means that I was also able to take Abba back into the fight. And now they just go from 0 heroes in the fight to 3 instantly. And then I think Radan just kind of infests. He's like, he doesn't know what's happening. In an ideal world, he infests Laurel there. And then kind of Laurel saves his life. He gets him out. Maybe they kite it out. I don't think they would, but yeah, wow. Really nice fight by Chimera.
Yeah, very smart how they weaved in and out of that one off the back of Panto's plays. And yeah, Lorinov. Oh, he might have just found himself another. He's got the Hex straight down on towards Meposhka. Beyond Godlike on the Leshrac. 1J's going to jump in, take this invisible rune away from Rue. Rue's got the dust. We'll try and make a play with it, and they'll drop the Dream Coil, but again, it's just for support. Backup's coming in for Chimera. Rue's dead. The silence is out on towards Lal. He's got to run. They're chasing him down. And we'll get the orb away. Have they got any further gap close?
They shouldn't.
No, he's out. So Lal will live. But it's getting scary out on the map now. Chimera
Definitely.
just taking kills as they please.
And now with this Hex on Lorinov, just I think it's hard for Laurel to kind of play around the map. And it's also going to fix, so in that last fight, the Roche fight, Lorinov, like, right before he got reloaded out, had 0 mana.
Yeah.
Like, he used every single thing in the tank. And now he's a Hex, so he has even more mana to kind of use in his pool. It's hard. That was the Axe fight too.
It was.
That was
yeah, that
what
was
I
Radan
said.
turning up.
it's the comeback fight, right? But it wasn't enough, and I think a lot of it breaks down to this. This Leshrack's kind of been untouched in this game.
Yeah. Ever since they just got him that once when he was walking to the Wisdom Rune, and then Lauren
He gave him a freebie.
He did, and then he just got really mad. He's like, you stopped me from stealing your Shrine of Wisdom, I'll steal your lives. And he's just destroying them.
So Dahak's ult's gonna pop. He can just blink out, I think.
He's going on for the TP. Dream Coil is there. Backup's on its way.
Okay.
So Dahak, he wants to stand his ground. The team is on its way over. I mean, Dahak might die, but can Chimera fight back into this? Loronoff's going to try. Jumps forward. Gets held back by the Yules once again. Collapse making sure the space is there for the rest of the team to get out. So Dahak opting to stick around and try and fight. Didn't work out that time round.
Yeah, it was super close to him getting the blink off. Coil is really good against the or the Abba blink combo because you can't blink while leashed.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a good read by Laura. Maybe it was like a bait to TP, and he's trying to like bait it so that it cancels blink, then he blink out, something cool like that.
Let's see where they go next. Chimera, they're smoked up. Sweeping across the map. Loronoff's found his next target. As Rue gets caught. Try and slide away with the ultimate.
Okay, 40
Is
health.
he going to get out?
No way.
He's going to get out. What an escape there from Rue. Easy.
Slides up the hill. I feel like he should not be alive right now. It was his enchantment he picked for his neutral item. 16% magic resistance.
Now there you go. Back down bottom. Loronoff might not have got Rue, but he will get Miposhka.
Yeah. So there's no neutral item that will save Miposhka there, but still, it's not unsalvageable. It's 8k gold. I think Chimera definitely has like a firm grasp on the game, but I think we've definitely seen Lifestealer in these types of games come back from these situations. I don't think this is, my words, this isn't the type of draft that Lifestealer's against that he can carry.
Sure.
Usually it's like a PA, and then you kind of kite the PA around, you force her to waste her BKB, you infest her. I just feel like TA2000 he hasn't needed to have impact in this game. He hasn't even had the opportunity to get impact because every time he sees a hero, it's like, oh, Loronoff already killed him.
Yeah, and it feels like overall, compared to last game's draft, what Chimera have, it just keeps a lot of kind of different problems sorted, right? They've got answers to everything, it feels.
Yep.
And as you say, kind of the little direct interactions the Spirit would want to use to be able to counter certain heroes on the lineup of Chimera. It's unlikely to be enough to easily deal with all of them. It's all three cores in a solid spot. On the gold, Spirits, their cores are not that far behind.
Yeah,
And sure, apart from that top spot where Loronoff is just continuing to pop off. But even so, struggling to kill even the others. TA2000, Dahak, pretty tough to take down. TA2000's got to be careful, as it did start to fall pretty low. Borrowed Time will popped out on the way towards the Tormentor. They'll get it. Shard for Loronoff.
Even more gold. He's now up almost 6k gold on the Lifestealer. Ooh. Also, so they buffed the Leshrack innate. These shard stuns are gonna be crazy big in the team fights. The level 1 radius is almost 319.
Oh.
I think he meant to click his arcane boots.
Maybe it was just sort of like PTSD after he tried to get the Shrine of Wisdom elsewhere. He's like, he's now go for these shrines. I gotta be careful.
It's dangerous.
It's a dangerous activity. Gotta make sure nobody interrupts me or stops me on the way.
He got it.
He got it.
Good for him.
We're showing the PKB replay. Oh no.
I wanna assume so. I think his arcane boots were in that slot.
Oh, you reckon? Yeah.
Probably. And he wanted to swap for Shivas.
This could have been some sort of moving around it, yeah.
You never know.
Either way.
Maybe he got scared. He saw like a little flash on the screen, thought it was a puck.
Could have been. See if it mattered. No BKB for the next 50 seconds. I mean, T-Spirit are looking to fight into this. So you can start it.
I mean, if they get a jump right now, I don't even think they knew about this BKB, but this could be perfect timing. There's the Axe Dream Coil. So, and an amplified damage. If Lara was going to win a fight, it'd be right now. 25 seconds still, no BKB. By the time this fight starts, he should have it. It shouldn't really be this major issue. It's all about who starts the fight. Valaro gets a good initiation, good coil on maybe like 3 or 4 with the Ags. The fight gets a bit awkward arena. But again, I think if they just let Lorna run in the fight.
They put down the ward, they find the finish straight away on Roshan. They jump him immediately. Can the team of Spirit save Roshan?
No.
They can't. Roshan's gone. Immediate plays off the back of that ward.
Laurel
they
too.
catch Lal as well. Who placed that ward? That's MVP right there.
One J.
Was it 1J?
It was 1 J.
What a ward. And what a follow-up. Straight away.
Yeah, instant hex.
Instant hex. And they might get more. Collapse. He's trying to scramble away from them.
He's got the haste. I mean, he's trying to cut mid-wave. And whatever, they just want to lose too much of the map. They lost both of their cores. Oh, no.
That was a rough one there for Spirit.
Oh, but collapse.
Oh, that's a... Careful, he's got the gem as well.
He's okay.
He's alright.
No one's here.
Wow.
Yeah, just really quick hex. The kill was a bit close, I would say, for Radon maybe getting off his infest and kind of surviving, but again, it's all about the jump. They get the blink hex on a lifestealer, and it is easier for Chimera to get the jump. They're up 16,000 gold. They have an instant blink hex from the Lesh.
The collapse. He's still trying to push out this top wave. See if he can get out of this. He's got blink in a second. Is he going to get it off? Oh, Panto jumping forward. The Ogre Steel Tome able to keep the spirits upon him, stopping him from being able to blink, but the spear pushback should be enough for Collapse to get out. Only just.
Yep. Still. Surviving that means that now they're 5 alive. They can look for an engagement. It's just, what do they need to engage? It is a big coil from Laurel. He needs to actually start the fight.
Sure.
Maybe even start with an infest.
But I feel like even then, it's just so many heals. And, you know, but to hack with this Aghanim's, he can just get in there, start tanking up damage, shooting out these heals to the teammates. It's difficult to sort of find a team fight situation where Spirit can just outdo the survivability and just the fact that Chimera will be pumping out just as much damage, if not way more, back at them. It is super hard to take a 5v5 right now for Spirit. Dahak, he's in. He's going to try and start off the action, force the Collapse to bounce away. Lauren off. Lost the Bloodstone. Radon trying to move it on towards the Lesh, but barely a tickle really coming out right now from the Lifestealer. How does Spirit fight into this lineup?
It definitely feels like if you just put 5 Chimera heroes on like 1 point, they get coiled, they get arena, they get ET pressing all the spells, and if the Hawk presses ult, I actually think no one will die. If they're all 5-man grouped up. And so in a normal fight, if you can't kill 5 heroes grouped up, how are you gonna expect to do the damage? Like you were saying, they just have so much heal, so much sustain. I think it's just really easy for Chimera to take the fight to them. And they're going to smoke up and look.
And they go Dahak. That's the jump. Silence onto Root. And over to the side, they found the Hex connection again. And now Baposhka also run down. Yeah, this Lauren off Leshrak, it is destroying them. And obviously enabled massively by the fact that he gets decided to play with, you know, Panto. Sure, at the start he was kind of helping out TH2000, but at this point it's like, it's kind of like that meme, right, with the guy where he's like holding hands with the Marcy and then he's looking back at the eye and he's actually, well, actually,
yeah.
I guess now, sorry, looking at the Leshrak. This is Panto's new partner here.
TH2000 almost finishing his Bistle. I feel like he hasn't even had the need to do much. It's like such a chill game to be a carry Marcy. Kind of, you know, do okay in your lane, get a kill here, die once. You can go farm for 40 minutes. Lorenov is going to get your team 14 kills.
Yeah, this is crazy.
14, 1, and 4.
I just touched the turnaround. It's like he made that play where he was just walking to the Wisdom Rune and died. And then this happened. It's crazy. And it continues. Lorenov. I get the catch. Radon's going to go for the TP out. Nothing to stop that. He just don't stop. The kills keep rolling in for Lorenov.
Dire's bottom tower.
He's in enemy base. He's okay. I think he's a strength blink.
Dire's bottom tower.
He's just buying everything. He's buying the whole shop.
Yep. No need for buyback at the moment, as he is just genuinely unkillable on this Lesh. Again, large in part to the plays of Panto.
I was looking good. Like you said, it's a Grandmaster IO.
It's Grandmaster IO. You don't mess around with those. You know, if people know at home, if you queue in a game, you see someone on the enemy team with a Grandmaster IO, you've lost.
That simple?
It really is. Grandmaster IOs don't lose.
So do you think this is something that they should ban next game?
I think they might have to.
Because
that's the thing, right? You look at all the... If you're Spirit, right, and you're in this situation, I don't think you're kind of saying we got to take away this Lesh or this Marcy. It's you take away the IO part of the whole lineup, right?
It's a lot easier to ban just the IO instead of all the combos.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of IO got changed. I don't think it was that much. I guess IO got some buffs. It was nothing kind of major. I would say the Lesh changes are kind of more impactful in the Marcy. And they just see they have, you know, Marcy Lesh. They're like, okay, this is a good combo. We pick IO with them. Oftentimes, I think Dota doesn't necessarily change how heroes are played or what combos are good. You still think Magnus Jug has been a combo for years. Same with Lesh IO. These classic combos are kind of a combo for a thing. And so it just depends on, you know, if one part of it gets strong enough, then you can pick it. So I think Lesh got buffed. Why not just go back to Lesh IO?
Yeah, certainly looking very good here.
Gaming Gladiators will be back.
Well, they are pretty good with their IOs. Spirit. They're trying to enter him from the side. Maybe trying.
It's because the mines. The mines are just blowing up on the smoke path.
You just can't make that sort of surprise move. Chimera, they know exactly where Spirit's trying to strike from. And of course, Chimera is more than happy to start running at them.
They still have 3 minutes on the Aegis. They have so much time. They can kind of play so casually. It's like completely up to Chimera. You know, do we go? Do we not? I think they can just walk up high ground. The Hawk can save everyone from the arena. He just has to blink in and press ult. They don't have... So, the one thing is Lesh doesn't have the tower damage edict because of his facet.
No.
Which slightly hurts in situations like this because normally, you know, in the past, you just walk your Lesh high ground, he ends the game, but it doesn't matter when you're up 27k gold. You don't really need your Lesh to finish the game for you.
Radiant are scanning.
I just feel like it's stressful for Spirit. Now there's also a blink on the Marcy, so even more initiation for him. They just go. I think it's go time for Chimera. They're going to try to take this bottom half of the map away from Spirit, kick them out. Once they're in base, maybe they decide not to go, but yeah, there's nothing really stopping Lorinov. Also, 1J finished a Hex. So now there's 2 Hexes for Chimera. That's 2 ways to catch the puck. Laro has to be aggressive. Just, I think he's correct. He doesn't have a Lincolns.
He's in. That's for 1J. They get the jump, they drop the arena.
Okay.
That's the coil in the arena to kill off the techies.
Those are big cooldowns. There's a refresher on collapse, but I think the coil, you might decide to go. Just look for a jump, anything.
Just trying to get all of the waves shoved in first. Before going too crazy towards the high ground.
Again, they're not in a rush. I think at this point, there's nothing that Team Spirit is going to buy that's going to be super impactful in terms of, oh, they have this item now. They're still up 26k gold. The biggest thing is Chimera takes a bad fight. So if they see, you know, this fight isn't good for us, and they choose not to take it, that's all they need to do to win this game. I think if they choose to go high ground, it should be fine unless they dive. I think they definitely can still throw if they dive a little too far.
Lauren lost him. Radan's going to turn straight towards him. Has the Abyssal Blade slammed down upon him, but still the chance for the Bloodstone to come out. And of course, he has the Aegis, even if they do manage to take him out the once, which they do. The Aegis popped. We're back for round 2 here. Lauren off to try and set up Stomp. They want to move in again. They have the second arena. BKB's there from Lauren off, and he'll casually walk the fight off.
That's pretty good for Spirit. I mean, they don't get anything, but Aegis still have 2 minutes left, so they get the Aegis a bit early. They get the BKB and Lesh. They can look to smoke out and fight, maybe. They still have a refresher on the Mars, so they still have 1 arena if they choose.
Tier 2000 with the ultimate ready. Wants to make the jump on Radan straight away. In with the Abyssal Blade. The stun from the Lesh to follow it up. Instantly removing Radan from the game.
Seconds.
And indeed, no buyback available for him. So a lot of time for them to move up, get the damage done here as they go straight for the base. The bottom lane in danger. Spirit, what do they got here with the 4 of them? Is there any chance of slowing down this push from Chimera?
I don't see it. I think it might just be Megas. Obviously, there's an Elder Titan. He's going to try to slow down as much as he can, but what do? You can't commit in. You have no Lincolns besides the Mars, and Mars is going to get canceled. He has 2 arenas, so maybe they use 1 arena, try to kill Marcy, force for BKB. Oh, never mind. They use nothing.
Up to top they go. Still 50 seconds without their carry, Team Spirit.
You gotta go. I don't think you can win versus Megas in a game like this. With Relocate versus Mega Creeps, Lars is looking for a big coil. Something on the backline.
Doesn't find it there. In fact, he gets caught with the Hex. They catch Lal. He's gone. Has the buyback, but he's already used the Dream Coil. As Tahak is chasing towards Collapse. Collapse will be able to get out with the Ogre Seal. Lal back in the action, but yes, no Dream Coil. Tahak, he's diving them up towards the fountain. Loronov's ready to join. Jumps for the Hex on a Rue. Rue's gone. Stun catches on a Collapse. He's out. They've got buybacks available on Rue and Collapse. Radan's going to be back up in 10 seconds, but the Mega Creeps are up now for Chimera. As they could keep pushing on. Spirit.
They just keep going on Chimera. They still have the Roshan banner. And I'm sure it's a 5v5, but you're 42,000
Collapse. He tried to get the jump of the spear back, but he's ended up missing it. Will get forced to the side. Radan moves in with the rage, looking for Lorinov. Has the Abyssal, but again, Loronov's just taking no damage here from this lifesteal. They look towards Tahak instead, but Tahak's able to get the borrowed time off. Abyssal Blade down onto Radan. Radan, he's gone. As this game should be shortly over. Chimera survived throughout the final attempts to Spirit. Spirit, they'll call it GG. We're going to a game 3.
Yeah.
And after this game 1, incredible showing from Spirit. Now this game 2, crazy showing from Chimera. I don't know what's going to happen in game 3, Gun.
Yeah.
Coming in with a TA2000 carrying Nature's Prophet. And Spirit showing off the versatility, right, when they do draft this Beastmaster and Terrorblade. Both of their side lanes, Collapse and Radan, they're happy to play either of them. Yep. This time around it's going to be Collapse on the Beastmaster and Radan trying to show us the Terrorblade back in that position 1.
Yeah, I like Chimera's draft, but I also think Team Spirit's draft is not too far off. One nice thing about the Beastmaster versus Nature's Prophet is the innate of Beast means that the train really doesn't do damage to Beast, so Collapse probably should have a pretty free lane. And I think overall, the early game is not too crazy for either side, so it should, if anything, be a close and exciting game, I think is pretty much what it's leading up to.
Oh, let's see, yeah, because the last 2 games, well, we kind of had close start. Well, the first game was kind of a rough one all round for Chimera, but game 2, there were signs of Spirit, maybe getting the ball rolling themselves in the beginning. But once the ball started rolling for Chimera, it was impossible to stop. Yep. So, yeah. I mean, if this game is to go either of those ways in terms of like a team getting ahead fast, is there one of these lineups that the steam rolling from could be tougher to stop?
It's Chimera again. Yep. I would say it's like you have Lesh, Nature's Prophet. Both of these heroes really like playing from ahead. But to give Spirit more credit, I think their draft is way better for Slash. So Terrorblade, probably one of the best carries for Slash. Really good Scotty buyer, just a lot of range damage you can apply. And then you also have the Beastmaster, which I think ends up being pretty good for Slash, just with BKB piercing lockdown. Yep. Of all this like physical damage that you're applying to him. So Lorinov should not have as free of a game as he did in the first, or as in the second one. But still, I think just like the combo and the way they're playing on the Lesh feels really good for all of Chimera.
Will we see like any sort of difference in Loronov's build because he doesn't have an IO in the game with him, or do you imagine it will be the same as he did last time?
It depends. I think probably the way he's playing, he likes Bloodstone on Lesh. Yep. Which I was also talking to Jenkins. I think Bloodstone on Lesh might be a bit worse now because I don't think pure damage gets spell lifesteal. Okay. So the Edict might not actually lifesteal for Lesh, so it might be one of those things that it's like, it used to be the common build, and everyone would buy Bloodstone, and it might be a bit worse now. And so maybe that gives them more incentive to go for, say, a Yules or the Gleipnir Rush that other people are going. I think, honestly, with how he played last game, I feel like he can almost buy any items he wants. He can buy a Dagon 5, and he's still going to have crazy impact, just because he's always in the right place in the right time. I think, and just his spellcasting was really nice. Just the stuns he was hitting, specifically Edict. Sometimes it's a hard spell to hit Edict, because if you click it at the wrong time and they kite you, you've done 0 damage in the fight. Yep.
No,
so,
And what do you make of, in terms of what we're going to expect from Tier 2000's build on the Prophet? Are you going for the straight up Mjolnir rush, or are you stopping at the Maelstrom, getting the Switchblade online? What is the way to go nowadays?
I mean, I don't even know if you go Witchblade anymore. Because it's a universal hero this
That's
time.
true. Yeah, that's
no longer an intelligence hero. Even he has a null queued up. I think he should just buy a Wraith Band. Like, you don't need mana. You used to have to go null because he was an intelligence hero. And now he can kind of go any direction. He can go S and Y. He can go Mjolnir. Probably not Gleipnir anymore.
Yeah, Gleipnir's not going to...
I think the standard build I've been seeing people go is like Maelstrom into Dragonlance, and the Mjolnir PKB, stuff like that. Sanj and Yasha, just pretty much the standard items. I think even a Revenant's Brooch could be really good on him. To just have magic damage for the Terror Blade, give a little more extra crit. And then top lane. This one should be... Ooh. I think top should be a pretty boring lane. I don't think either side should have too much impact. Hawk, smart guy. He skipped his passive actually versus Terrorblade. So he has a point in the queue. Which is really funny. Most Abbots skip it. But it's because he doesn't want to get slowed by his own reflection. So nice skill build. It's like anti-mages don't go mana burn versus Shadow Demon, that kind of thing.
Doing a good damage, just for the traded damage there between Chimera and Spirit. Spirit definitely having to go through the more resources, and at the moment they are completely out of regen. What have they got coming out in the courier? They do have a salve, so just the one salve that Rue's been able to get out. With the pressure from Chimera early on in that top lane definitely adding up. Mid lane matchup at the moment, 23-8 against the 13-0. Loronoff's kind of popping off.
Yep.
Like that is...
Top lane.
They'll get it there. I mean, they said the damage was adding up. They didn't really have the resources to sustain themselves in that lane. And he pays the price for it there, Radon. They're able to dive in and kill him off.
Yeah, something interesting. So I think Team Spirit actually thought it was going to be a carry Abba and an off-lane Nature's Prophet. And so Phoenix was being picked by Miposhka to counter the Tusk.
Sure.
Because it was the Tusk Fury lane is what they expected. So now they actually have to lane Miposhka bot into this Tusk, because that's like the only reason you pick Phoenix specifically, is to counter the Tusk. And so it's not usually a big thing for your supports to swap lanes, but it matters a bit.
Yeah.
Because you do a lot of practice through the lane and partner. There's a bit of synergy. Obviously, these top tier teams can kind of do anything they want with the lanes, but it's the same reason why maybe if they wanted a Beastmaster in the safe lane, it's better for Radon to play it than Collapse, just because of the way that died mid.
Loronoff is going to go for the kill. He's going to get it. And he's out. Miposhka dives forward. Surely with a fire spirit. Yeah, he'll be able to get the kill in return. So Loronoff does end up going down. But yeah, Loronoff 13-11 still. 17 against the 17-0.
Yep.
Has sort of the mindset to go for that play. They had a blood grenade that allowed for him to set up on towards the Storm. And keep this mid matchup very much in his favor here as the Leshrac.
Look at the XP difference.
That's a whole level.
Yep. Almost 6 on the Lesh. When he TP's in mid, he might get 6 off like this wave in one creep.
Not easy times for Lal.
I also think they're going to dive the Storm. They might even bring TA2000 if they really want to screw him over. TP, tank the tower with like a Treant, and just dive. He's barely level 5 on Laurel.
Yeah, he's probably just going to work his way towards the 6, as we've seen sometimes right at these camps. Yep. It's difficult for him to show his face in the lane now.
It just feels really bad. Now with the way the jungle's set up, you can't jungle and lane. You basically have to commit to one or the other. So Laurel just completely going to give up his lane. It's the correct choice. It's the best he can do. As long as he doesn't die a second time before his level 6, it's okay.
And Rue's going to come to the mid to try and soak up some of the XP. Still, he also has to be careful though.
Yep. And they have the siege. So
I mean, the supports might get the wraparound on a Rue.
He has a levitate.
They get the opening. Snowball forwards there, and Rue, he's dead. This is the danger, trying to come over towards this mid lane. Loronoff plus any of the supports
Laurel
will absolutely kill you, and indeed the other support, 1J, is chasing down Lal. Tier 2000 is in with the TP. They'll be able to kill Lal off and prolong his road towards the level 6 even more.
Yeah, and that's the TA2000 TP. And this whole time, time again, there's still Siege Creep mid, just beating on the tower. I think this tower's going to go down.
Yeah, Lorinov can easily clear the wave. And Rue's going to return to the mid lane. Wants to continue to find this XP. He's got the backup in Miposhka as well.
There's an illusion to tank tower. This is bad. Ooh. This Laurel TP.
It's risky. And he's going to TP into this. They've got the snowball. It's going to be going over towards Rue. Rue will fall. Lali's hit the 6 now, so we'll be able to turn Zip towards Lorinov. They get the kill. But this tower, it's gone. Pre-7 minutes. When at the least they're, of course, getting the kill against Lorinov at the end of it all, but still the damage is done.
Yeah, still, Laura actually ends up getting a few kills. He got level 6 because of the Tusk. And then at the same time, Collapse is just free farming bot. So TA2000 kind of TP'd out of the lane. So it's a bunch of space for Collapse. Not the worst for Team Spirit, but I think actually the biggest surprise to me is Radon. He's 1,200 gold behind Dahak right now in this top lane. I guess because Rue had to leave, right? Rue went mid, had to keep trying to secure Laurel's game, and because of that, Radon is about to lose his tower too. So
it's tough. I mean, and nowadays, as Terrorblade in position 1 as the carry, how easy is it to catch back up and farm?
I think his just farming speed's been nerfed a bit as a hero.
Sure.
Just they've changed a couple talents around. They've changed like the stats on the hero. I don't think he'll catch up the same way he used to. He's still going to catch up. He'll get in farm. You know, the game, if no kills happen in like 12 minutes, 15 minutes, he'll be fine.
Sure.
But getting to that point, especially when you're mid player on Storm having a rough one, it's all about Collapse for Team Spirit. If he can get this Dom, he can get space created on the map. If he has a good game, I think Team Spirit will be fine to get into this mid game. But yeah, Chimera's kind of making this game look similar to game 2, where Lorinov on Lesh just completely popped off. And
yeah.
He is going for the Atos on Lesh.
All right, so interesting change up, which maybe indeed is
I like it.
down to the fact that he doesn't have the IO with him. So
it also gives him more catch.
Indeed, right, against the Storm mid.
Yep.
Wants to be able to have that extra bit of setup. So yeah, cool to see Lorinov change it up this time round. Smoke's coming out from Spirit. They want to try and make a move here with Miposhka hitting the 6 with the Supernova. They should be able to go for TA2000. As TA2000, little ways out of this. TPs are coming in, but he's already gone. The ice bar found to Lyle, but Team Spirit is still fighting strong here. Lyle can zip forward, look to go for Panto as well, potentially dive forward. And they won't push under the tower. Lorinov has turned up, so Team Spirit had to be a bit careful. Lyle, quick dodge at the stun coming in from Lorinov. So they'll get the kill, they'll get out.
Still, nice kill. Just kind of fighting him a bit too far away from his tower. And I think the biggest difference to highlight is right now the support levels. So Chimera's supports are level 5 on both of them. Miposhka's already 6. So it basically means in that fight, if they try to like turn, they try to commit back, you know, get a revenge kill, they're fighting into an egg and the supports have no like similar impact, I guess, for Chimera. I don't know if what happened with the Wisdom runes. It was, no, both teams got 1 Wisdom rune, so it wasn't even a major difference. I think it's just probably lanes. Brew had to leave top, so he wasn't getting too much XP early, and the supports were playing a lot around mid. It was a lot because of the mid matchup. Just the fact that Laurel was the one kind of getting screwed over by supports on both sides. And even now, though, his game is not horrible. His game is fine. It's playable. He has 6 stacks of the Galvanized, which is really big for Storm Spirit.
TA2000 is going to opt for the safer part of the map now as he goes on the road towards the Maelstrom. Panto watching in the mid just in case Lorinov does get jumped, but Lyle won't be looking to try and take him head on right now.
The seeds of fortune.
Dahak just holding on to this tier 1 bottom. Going to be going for that blade mount, making sure he can be there in the front of the fight. Of course, Spirits have to be a bit careful about how they try and go on the aggressive when the team fights kick off.
He does have Atos now on Lorinov. So this is their first main timing. It's going to be the smoke. Yeah, he instantly smokes up. Gets the Atos delivered. Any kill they get with this is honestly very good for Chimera. It also means that TA2000, when he sees heroes dead, he gets the TP on the map far more aggressively. And I think if they get collapsed, if he walks into them, this is the best kill they can get on the entire map. Or Laurel.
Lars a bit tricky, but if they can get the Atos connection before he
Should
reacts.
die to a stun, Atos.
Here we go. They get the opening route. Into the stun. The damage, it's enough. So if they can maybe try and chase down Brew as well. They can. Shard still at the ready. They trap Brew in. He's got nowhere to run. Chimera will get the both of them. Very successful Atos reveal there off the back of that smoke play between Lorinov and Panto.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, Lorinov kind of showing off his Lesh again. I think this is what used to be one of his best heroes on probably Aurora. I would say when he started joining Aurora. It's honestly, it's one of the heroes I think of when I think of Lorinov. So the fact that he's kind of pulling out again this patch, it's looking good.
See down bottom. Trying to go for Dahak.
He still has the ultimate.
Indeed, he can skill it if he needs to, and he might not even need to. He's keeping his cool. The snowball over towards Lyle. The stun does connect, but the Collapse has the roll. Turns towards Panto. The Aphotic Shield's there, keeping Panto safe for now. Panto still does die. Team Spirit, they've got the numbers, and it's too much for Chimera as they lose Panto. And will have to head back themselves. No further fight for Chimera to take as of now.
Shield is stolen by Rue, which could have some nice impact, because that can save the storm. You know, you shield off Atos or Lesh stun, and he gets out and he lives. It is a really good Rubik game, too. There's the Chikiro spells are really good, the shield's really good. Even the Lesh stun ends up being really nice, so... I think Team Spirit is in a fine position. Even with all these Lesh kills, his game having a good one, Collapse's game is still amazing.
Still want to try and hold on to this tower.
The wraparound.
There's the zip forward. Lyle's going to make the jump over towards 1J. 1J, he's gone. Dahak, see if he's able to get out of this.
He still does have the ult.
He's got Lorinov by his side. Will skill the borrowed time now. Lorinov trying to head forwards, but they get the lift up upon him. Lorinov in trouble. He's just dead underneath the supernova. As he's gone, Panto tries to make the move over to Collapse, but he gets caught by the supernova stun. It's 3 dead on Chimera. They really wanted to try and hold on to this tier 1 tower, but they weren't able to set up a defense and a successful manner. Losing 3 of them and subsequently still losing that tier 1 that they desperately tried to hold on to.
Yeah, and Lorinov going down, I think he just didn't respect the amount of damage that Roshan was able to pump out. And you see here, it's a good jump. 1J gets kind of caught in the backline, and Dahak has the ult. He's ready to be saved. Maybe it's a bad idea to turn around. I think if here, when Lorinov goes in, if Panto was like half a second closer, they can commit a Roshan. They can actually kill him. But you just see how much damage he gets kind of bursted down on.
I did try and get him range for the snowball save, but couldn't quite close the gap.
They take down Lara though, so Panto barely takes him down right before he dies. Could be a lot worse if they didn't get Lara there, but even with that kill, it's already a 2k gold lead, and it might set up for the Tormentor. So Collapse is about to finish his Dom 2. He's like 400 gold off, 300 gold off. He's gonna have it for the Tormentor fight. And I don't know if Chimera want to fight it. There's no egg. There's like a 20-second window of no egg that maybe they're going to get away with it. It's risky. They might get collapsed.
He's going to have the roar. Ice Path Macropire laid down upon him though. He's going to try and run, but TH2000 is also in with the TP. Not a chance for Collapse.
Okay, and that was the big kill. He just finishes his Dom 2 right before the Tormentor, and he dies. So now maybe Chimera's able to take this if they bring enough heroes.
I think, yeah, they're bringing over the whole team by the looks of it. Panto and Dahak making their way down here. Should be theirs for the taking. As indeed, Spirit without Collapse. They have no interest in trying to contest this right now.
And this one pickoff is now almost, what, 3k gold? 2.5k, 3k gold swing just for Collapse dying once. And it's on their timing as well. It's on this Dom 2 timing. It's on the timing that Collapse really wants to be the one making the moves, be the aggressor, and kind of starting to fall behind.
And not a bad shot to get as well, right? One for Panto here. Extra bit of control.
Yep. It's a good
trapped
one.
as they're trying to desperately run away from this Leshrac.
It's
definitely a really good one. Even for pushing out waves,
yep.
It gives him like a ability. Usually Tusk kind of suffers as a supporter pushing out waves, so fixes a lot of their issues. I think it's probably better than the Chikiro shard. So So yeah.
Panto is going to get caught though. They've got the vision down, they've got the catch on towards him. He's still able to get the snowball off. And he's not going to get any backup. They've got to let Panto go. I look for the tier 1 top here, Team Spirit, starting to make these coordinated moves as the full unit.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Team Spirit is they should have a lot of damage that they can pump out really quickly. So like for an objective like Roshan, that's perfectly right in their ballpark. So Collapse and Radon, I think just the two of them, anything that they focus is gonna die. Which is again, it's a harder Lush game, right? So I am fearing a bit for Lorinov in terms of how he's going to be able to enter these fights, just because of it's a different game completely than the first game. In the first game, he was kind of uncontested. He would go in, everything would have popped on him, he'd go down to 60% health. This game, Radon can pretty much 1v1 him if he's in Metamorphosis.
Chimera looks like they're not afraid of trying to fight into this Aegis.
They might get Laurel. They ping now exactly where he is.
Dire's courier.
He's already out. Not going to play the risk around this.
It's all about the jump for both teams. If Chimera find one on probably Laurel or Collapse, they get out the Storm, they get out the Beastmaster, the fight becomes easy. And I honestly think for Spirit, it's just a matter of don't get jumped in a bad way. They don't really have to do anything in particular.
Lorinov going to try and get the setup on him. Maposhka's out of it, the Ice Path catches him. It's enough to kill him and take the Aegis out of the hands of Lau. Collapse, steps forward, drops the Ron to Lorinov, but it's immediately removed by the shield from Dahak. They'll lose Panto on Chimera, but Ruse caught by the Ice Path once again. A couple of great angles there from 1J throughout the fight. That initial one, a huge one as well, kind of get that double proc to make sure that there was not a window of opportunity for Maposhka to get his spells off.
Yeah, he doesn't even get the egg. That's the initiation, right? We're talking about. He finds the Phoenix, so Laurel jumps in to try to save him. So it's a 3-for-1 almost, because he gets the Aegis.
And we'll see this again. 1J with the initial angle.
He dives into the Ice Path.
Just on the tip as well, clipping him. And they try to fight back, but at this point, they kind of need the Phoenix. The Supernova threat is a big part of Team Spirit.
And I think just the fact that they get the Aegis as well, it matters a lot. Sure, it's only 2 supports go down, none of the cores, but getting this Aegis, Storm still is about 1.3k gold off his BKB. So that's a big window that one Atos kills.
Well, they're on the hunt again here, Spirit. They want to try and use this Supernova follow-up. Down on the bottom lane, the one close by right now is tier 2000, but he's starting to farm deeper and deeper, so they'll have to look pretty far to try and catch him. See how much further down this river they want to go, Ruin Lal.
I don't think they get him. I think it's like perfect timing for TA.
Yep, just in time, he's out.
Dire's middle tower
Tier 2000 not to be caught.
1J
though.
is under attack.
Yeah, he's also going to be fine. They're still careful about how far they go across the lane into the trees here.
It's still scary. You go a bit too far. Again, an Atos on Storm is probably just a death sentence.
Enjoy the Macropire. Will reveal himself. They dive forward, but backup's coming in. Trying to make the jump for 1J. Lara has to zip away. He's incredibly low on mana. He's not got much left to play with. Lorinov is getting focused by Radon, but Lorinov, he's ready to start healing up. Radon's got to run. Radon, he's just straight up dead. Doesn't get a chance to sunder anyone. They look towards the egg. They'll successfully take the Supernova out.
They got collapsed too.
They charge, trap him in. Chimera turn up and fight strong around the tier 2. They'll get the 4 of them.
That was such a split fight.
Because there was sort of, there was a couple of them going pretty deep right, looking for 1J after he shows the Macropire. And then Radon's kind of caught in a tough spot where he wasn't able to find anyone to sunder. Yeah. He had a bit of time, but there wasn't a target.
Under the Lesh, but it would have only been like a 10-20% heal. And then by the time that he's low enough that it's actually a good sunder, he gets snowballed. I just think the dive was a bit too deep. Just accept the fact that he's going to Macropire the wave. Just give it up. Lara commits. He used everything on 1J. Look at him. Look at the 1J lap.
Look at this. Isn't it in hysterics after that?
That's a really big swing in the game.
Yeah, it is.
6k gold lead now.
And I just got a completely unnecessary one as well there from Spirit. Now, they jump forward. They get the opening onto towards Radon. Can they keep him chain stunned? They'll get him out the side. He's able to turn with the thunder over towards Lorinov. But the Sprout is out. Radani's caught in the Sprout. Blood grenades being thrown at him. Macropie gets laid down. He's dead again. Chimera. Keep it going here. 8K lead. Another one potentially. Panto.
He has the dive.
He's able to get out.
He has a nice shot.
Ooh, the shot.
He's stuck.
And he's away to safety. The force is there. And Poshka will be able to return to base. But it's Radan dead again. They have to use the fortification. Chimera can still stick around, potentially push this tier 2 if they wish. They're starting to pop off in the farm for TA2000. It is rolling in. He's got 14k net worth on this Nature's Prophet carry. More than 2k ahead of anyone else in the game. Mjolnir, Hurricane Pike done 21 minutes in. He's in a fantastic spot.
It's definitely giving me flashbacks of Game 2. Where it's like the early game is a bit of back and forth. You know, Team Syria gets some plays, Chimera gets some plays. And then just like one good fight for Chimera. And then just over and over and over, Team Syria's kind of getting caught out. And 9k gold lead. It was what? Like less than 1k?
Yeah, it was close.
Ago?
And then they went for the dive.
That's why you don't dive tier 2s.
It's hurt them big time here, Team Spirit. You know, Radan's still got quite the recovery to go. I mean, TA2000 literally has 50% more farm right now than Radan at 22 minutes in.
And also, again, so Laro just finishes BKB, but it's just like I said, that was before Laro's BKB timing. So a lot of this was kind of, I think, they're forcing it because of Collapse. He had his Dom 2 timing. That is the major timing for him. So they really wanted to keep making plays, being aggressive, using Terrorblade with meta, but I think they just pushed it a bit too far. And now they need to slow the game down. Which, it definitely sucks, because if they made this decision to slow it down, you know, 2 minutes ago, now they would have Pipe on Collapse. Now they'd have BKB on Laro. Maybe Radan would have his Dragonlance, and you know, you have more options. You don't have to just fully dodge, and the gold lead wouldn't be like it is. But now that you've kind of made these mistakes, it kind of is forcing you to just change up your whole game plan. And now Collapse is going to feel bad about this pipe. Laro's going to not feel great about the BKB. It's basically just a way to BKB TP out and just hope you don't get punched. So there's a lot of just issues with how they itemize, but when they chose to fight.
I'm going to try from the Poshka here. Dive away. My goodness, look at that damage. He's gone.
Same time, Panto's kind of looking for something. Just looking for a Collapse being too far out of the base.
I mean, what's next on the horizon here for Spirit in terms of items? Anything big?
Probably just the Dragonlance, maybe Pike.
Yeah.
It's a lot of items. I would say if you get into Yatoro's head right now.
Panto. Just catch on route. The map is just not a safe place for anyone right now on Spirit. Multiple ways for Chimera to get the jump done.
Like, let's say we take a break. You go into Radan's head and you say, "What do you need to carry this game?" I honestly think he would say at this point, "I need Hurricane Pike and a Scotty." And then for the other 4 people on the team, you're gonna look at him, you're gonna click him and see his items, and you're like, "Oh, that's about 8,000 gold they're asking for a space for," which feels horrible. And I've been in positions where the carrier will be like, "I need 2 more items, and I'll win us the game."
Yeah, and then
it's like
the team has this feeling of dread set in where it's like, oh.
It's like, sure, it's probably not wrong. Like, the idea that, oh, he needs all these items to carry the game, because, yeah, the game is dire. He definitely needs Scotty versus the Lesh matchup. He needs Pike to be able to survive Sprout. It's so much to ask for the rest of his team. Also because his team is currently buying fighting items. They hit their BKB timing, like I said, they hit the Pipe.
Collapse.
They can't farm like Terrorblade can. They can't dodge the fights like he can.
I mean, Chimera could just keep looking around the map like this. They're going to make the jump over towards Panto and return. Lyle trying to find at least the tusk for this. Panto's still alive. They get the shield out. Finally, they'll be able to get him. They'll turn towards the Supernova, though, Chimera. They'll take it out. The Supernova falls low. He's ended up with the Bloodstone. He's going to be able to survive through it. They can't kill the Lesh. Radan turns with the Thunder on towards Dahak. But they will get Dahak. But again, it's 4 of them dying on Team Spirit. And with the TPing into the base, they can look to see if they can get the 5th. Hurricane Pike forward, TA2000 drops the Sprout. Rue, he will die maybe? No, he's going to live. He's going to live. Maybe they can punish TA2000. Lyle's trying, but he used a lot of mana for this, Lyle. Larenov has the rod, into the stun. Lyle's got to back off. Rue, he's still messing around with this. He's got to get out of there. They had to use a buyback on Lyle. They don't get anything with the buyback apart from keeping their Rubik alive and stopping the push, but they still have to use the fortification. It's just getting rougher and rougher here for Spirit.
And Lornov just barely survives. Okay. Wow. He's just too far ahead on just him. Even TA2000. This guy is a Revenant's Brooch now.
He's massive.
So he has magic damage to go through Tire Blade. The egg also is countered by Jakiro because he hits twice. So every time the Jakiro hits the egg once, it's going to count as 2 hits. It's rough.
Yeah, they're crushing it. And I mean, I'm sure we're going to see more teams try and go with this carry profit. It's looking very good. Tier 2000.
I would say for a lot of heroes, the universal changes were nerfs. Like the old school universal heroes. Because of the stat changes, I just think going from int to universal is almost always a benefit. Especially for a right clicker, because you get to buy items like a Hurricane Pike.
Yep.
And it actually gives you damage now. You just get so much more agility and strength damage than just the int.
Oh, yeah, it's just so much damage Tier 2000's doing. He can find solo kills. Lyle not so much because he's able to get away with Tier 2. Oh, he's got the leash! Has to put the BKB and run here, Lyle. Now that level 20 talent's been hit by Tier 2000.
Dire's middle tower.
And that's his BKB. That's 85 seconds now that he basically can't play the game.
Radon out in time.
It's really simple for Chimera to play the map. They have Nature's Prophet who can shove lanes with the trees, can jungle opposite side, and then anytime Panto finds a kill, anytime Lorna finds an Atos, maybe even 1J getting an Ice Path, he can just TP in and show up. So Spirit's in this really awkward position where they are, again, all reliant on Radon to push out lanes with illusions so they don't get caught. Because anytime, Lara goes for one lane, instantly gets caught. And oh no, the Wisdom Rune.
Oh, they're going to get Rune.
It's snowballing out of control.
It really is. Chimera looking to have done it again here. And again, it's very much, they just have their own style, their own identity. And sort of a meta at the moment where it feels like a lot of other teams are kind of figuring things out by kind of copying one another. At Chimera, they kind of just do what they want, and it's looking brilliant.
I definitely like this patch because the teams all, you can see different teams' identities kind of going through. Like Falcons, they're still picking their strength heroes.
Yep.
And then Chimera, I think they're changing it up a little every game, but I think they're kind of finding their groove with TA2000 on these early aggressive heroes that can show up to fights. Like he picked the Marcy last game, he picks the Nature's Prophet. Both have really good fighting abilities. You saw in the second game, he like jumps on the power rune fight. And that's actually kind of what turned the early game around for them. This game he has teleport, so he can go anywhere. And then the Lornov Lash. I think that's just gonna be a staple. It might even need to get banned. We talked about it getting banned last game after the performance. They didn't, Spirit chose to play versus it again. I think, wasn't this also another late pick Lesh?
It was last pick.
It was last pick. And
they got it.
Yeah,
I mean, because I guess obviously after the last game, you're like, if Spirit, there's no IO this draft, so we don't have to worry about the Lash.
Maybe.
Apparently, you still got to worry about Lorinov's Lash.
Definitely still have to worry about it. He's dead.
Well, what have they got in the tank here, Team Spirit? They got anything to show on this defense?
The Scotty's still a bit of ways away, a little over 2,000 gold for Radon. He's not going to get it before they get raxed. It might even be 2 sides if Chimera feel like it.
They put this axe on Dahak as well. It's good luck fighting into this. We saw members of Chimera survive. Well, let's be guaranteed death now that the axe is out with the borrowed time. It's going to be even crazier. They'll get the roar onto Tier 2000, but the shield is out. Tier 2000 is able to back off and, of course, still has this Aegis. So not too concerned.
That was so much, like, consumables and usage for Spirit.
And there's the jump Panto. Some of the punch up onto Collapse. They caught him in the shards. Atos from Lorna to follow up. He's in with the damage. Damage coming in as well. They use the Supernova. They're going to try and hit it. Can they kill it in time? No. This time Imposture's successful with the egg. The Supernova goes off successfully, but does it actually matter? Because Chimera, they're still moving in. They get the jump stun onto Radon. No chance for a Sunder. He's gone for 50. As Chimera keep the push going onto the Tier 3 mid. No carry up for Spirit for the next 40 seconds.
Well, that's 2 sides. I think I mean, they can't get top. Thankfully, there's a Tier 2.
Panto, he's in. There's the shards on the 2 of them. Bruce able to force out, but he's left Collapse behind. They get the Ice Path as well to follow things up on towards the Beastmaster. Lornov's diving in, healing up with the Bloodstone. Lars trying to fight into this, but the Sprout Leash catches him. Lars dead as well. Out without buyback. as Chimera just keep the cleanup coming.
Panto blinks in again. He's not stopping. Every single time he sees someone in range to blink punch, he just goes for it. Do they just end?
Now Radan's up in 10. We'll see how much respect Chimera give this.
I don't think they have any respect right now.
I think they don't need to, yeah.
30 seconds left in the Aegis. Maybe, okay, maybe.
They are that far
You
ahead.
back out.
They'll play.
There's no point.
But yeah, 27k gold lead out, 2 sets of barracks. They can chill out, look to get that tier 2 top to take the safe way out of this game. My goodness, yeah, Chimera popping off in this group stage too.
Definitely.
And this is what, because with the other matchups that they went through so far, what was it again to kind of look back? It was Heroic and Liquid. And of course, these two teams, they've not been doing too well.
They're struggling a bit.
You come into this series as a viewer, you're probably like, all right, they beat Heroic, they beat Liquid, you know, well done. How are you going to do against Spirit?
They're not big hurdles.
But here they are against Spirit.
And Spirit's 2-0, correct?
Spirit at the moment, yeah, they're on form. In the other, no, they were 1-1.
Okay.
They were 1-1, but absolutely, it's still
look
something
amazing.
something to write home about when you beat Team Spirit like this.
This could be the last fight for Spirit.
Let's have a look. They get the catch on a route. He's gone. Jump forward from Panto, ready for more. Radan trying to run away from them, but they've got the punch up into the stun. Once again, Radan not getting a chance to turn or sunder. They just have too many stuns to lock him down with. And Lorinov, he's ready to chase down the rest of them up to the base. As Team Spirit, they can't even escape Chimera now. Triple kill for Lorinov. Lol. GG's got to zip out of this, and indeed they'll tap out. GG is called. Ladies and gentlemen, Chimera will take the series against Spirit 2-1. And the 2 wins, my goodness, they were impressive. Impressive and a half. Like, there's crazy stuff going on. These guys